All right, well, good afternoon, good evening, I guess we could say, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Bowman, Joe Seacrest here with you at Tabor College, Joel H. Whedon Stadium at Tabor College for the matchup, KCAC matchup between Southwestern College and Tabor College. Both teams coming in here 1-0 on the year. Last week, Tabor College with that win down in Sterling, a convincing win, 34-9. And Southwestern College, Joe, they're pretty good. They won the last game 61-7. They are ranked. Well, our programs have them at 14th in the nation. The Victory Sports has them at 20th. Either way, Joe, they're really good.
Yeah, they are good. They had 704 yards of total offense, and 472 of that was on the ground. So that Blue Jay defense today is going to get a high dose of the running defense. So they'll be ready to go on that and stopping that ground attack.
Yeah, I saw that. And just looking at the stats for last week that I saw on the KCAC website there, the leading rusher had 100 yards, and he's listed as a wide receiver. So I'll be a little bit interested to see, what kind of offense is running with the wide receiver, if they just got it listed wrong or what it is.
Yeah, maybe they run that jet sweep, like the Chiefs do. So they with the wide receiver handoff in the backfield and bring him around. So we'll kind of take a look at that and kind of see here tonight. I'm sure Coach C.J. Hill's got them ready to go for on the defensive side, and they'll be ready to go. Now on the offensive side, Ahmad Bailey had a great game last week. He only missed 4 passes. He was 15 of 19 and had 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had 38 yards on the ground. So he had an outstanding game, and so we'll be looking for good things out of him today as well.
Yeah, I talked to the head coach the other day, and he was talking about the 2 quarterback system. The roster looks quite a bit different than it did last year. He told me that there were 31 seniors going off the roster, which is just incredible. I mean, you look out there and there's a ton of blue shirts, but 31 of them are gone. Then you've got all these transfers, which is the name of the game in pretty much any level of college sports these days, and NAIA is not immune to that. And one of the ones that sticks out to me is Willie Green transferred out, the quarterback from last year. So going to a 2 quarterback system, Coach said he liked that last week. He likes having the versatility there, and just kind of waiting to see what they can do against a really good team in Southwestern.
Yeah, with that 2 quarterback attack, it makes the defense on the other side have to prepare for 2 different kinds of looks and 2 different formations and different things that the offense brings. So it'll be interesting to see how that looks today and what the Mound Builders can do to stop the Blue Jays. So it looks like Southwestern is going to be receiving the open kickoff here. And it's just a beautiful day here in Hillsboro. There is absolutely no wind. Very little for Kansas right now, but it's about 75 degrees and sun shining, and it's just a beautiful fall day, and it's definitely football season. It's ready to get it going here in Hillsboro.
Absolutely. I told my son when we were walking over here, this is football weather already, and you're not supposed to be able to say that in early September. So getting ready to kick off, Blue Jays in the home blue jerseys with white letters and numbers. They're going to go right to left across your screen. Kick is away. Going to be received at about the 2-yard line. They will bring it out. He's got some blockers, but he's going to get brought down. I see Daigle in there. Yeah. And
number 8, Abram Kime from Seneca, Kansas, is also in on that tackle. Number 45. So it's good stop there by the Blue Jay, good stop there by the Blue Jays, and we'll get ready to see what they're going to do here on defense. So, we had a flag on the play. It looks like an illegal chop block, or illegal low block. You can't, on any kicking play, there can be no contact below the waist. So it looks like maybe I'm not sure what that signal was. Looked like he went both hands out. So, it's going to be against the Blue Jays, and looks to be a 15-yard penalty. So,
Joe is the official, so he's going to be our expert on all things officiating tonight. Quarterback for the Mound Builders. I'm going to look this up here. Switch it over. Quarterback for the Mound Builders, number 8, James Odom.
Yeah.
And we've got a
false start here on the Mound Builders, so we're going to move it back 5. So it's going to be 1st and 15 after this mark-off.
Ball's moving all over the place. We haven't snapped it yet.
Yeah, we've already had 2 flags here and not one play. So hopefully things improve here and we get started playing football. So
Odom in the shotgun. He's got a man off his left hip. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion, and we've got movement again. And looks like the Mound Builders are moving the wrong direction. So as I mentioned earlier, the Blue Jays in the home blue jerseys, white letters and numbers. The Mound Builders going to be in the white jerseys. It's like either a black or a dark blue letters and numbers and helmets. They'll be going left to right.
It's probably purple.
Okay.
Probably purple there. So, yep. So we'll see. Wait just a second here. I think we had an official go down over here on our sideline. The head linesman looked like he pulled a calf muscle or something here, kind of running in after that play. So
okay,
we're going to stop play here for a second and see what the trainers can do for him and see if we can get going again.
Okay, I do see it now.
Yeah. So we'll take a little break here. In action, we haven't had any action yet. We've had a kickoff and a couple of 3 flags, and looks like number 95, Chris Vixama, is going to try to pump up the defense out there a little bit. He's that anchor in the middle for that defensive line. They had a really good season last year, and is looking to do good things again this year. And we got looks like number 44, Elliot Lickenmeyer, out there on the right side, and number 47, Caden Seibel out of Andover, Kansas, is over here on the left side. So that's pretty much your front line there. And yeah, we don't have a signal here in the booth yet. So hopefully we'll get some pictures up for you in a minute.
The name I remember from last year, and he's still young yet, is that Dusty Daigle, linebacker for the Blue Jays. Had quite the year last year. I know when I did the PA announcing last year, I said his name a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one name that we won't be saying today is Coach Gardner's son, Brooks Gardner. He had a really great season last year and broke the tackling record last year as a linebacker. And so, yeah, there's big shoes to fill there. But hopefully, Dusty, like he said, Dusty Daigle had a really good season and looks to be the team leader on that defensive side today.
Yeah, and now it's Coach Brooks Gardner. He's on the coaching staff. I see Tuyasa Sopo is on the coaching staff as well, and there's one more player from last year. I don't have it in front of me that's on the coaching staff from last year. And I asked Coach Gardner, what's it going to be like coaching with your son? And he said, well, it's not going to be any different than when he played for me. The yelling levels will probably be the same.
So Tabor here, they're in the Dr. Ted Kessinger division of the KCAC, and so the Southwestern College, they are in the Franklin Gene Bissell division. So we're in 2 different divisions of the KCAC, but this first part of the season you play across division and try to kind of figure things out a little bit before you get into the divisional play of the KCAC. So right now it looks like the officials are conferencing to kind of see where they're going to have to move around to and what position they're going to leave empty, because with one guy going down, now there's only 7 of them out there, so it looks like they're going to move the center judge out to the field judge position. They're going to move the field judge over here on the line of scrimmage. So he's going to have you're going to see the F for the first half over here on this home side, and we're not going to have a center judge today. So the spotting of the ball will be by the umpire. So we'll go with 7-man mechanics today. So be a little different for them, but hopefully we can get things going here and we can get a playoff, because we've had 3 penalties. We've had 2 false starts here by the Mound Builders, and so they're actually now it's 1st and 20.
All right, so Odom in the shotgun. He's got trips to the left this time. Going to be 1st and 20. Calls for it. Quick drop out to number 10. Breaks one tackle and then is swarmed by the Blue Jays. Play's still live here, and they're finally going to call it.
Yeah, he never did go down. That was a tough run there by Joe Smith. He's a senior from New Jersey. And but yeah, he was swarmed there. He didn't get much, but he looks like he got about 6 back on that play, and so it's going to be 2nd down and about 15 now.
Yeah, got about 5. Odom in the shotgun again. 1 off his left hip, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Sends a man in motion. Going to be a quick pass to the near side here. He gets by and pushed out of bounds. Going to be close to midfield.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of got outside the defense there and got a little extra yards. Almost got the 1st down. Looks like now it's going to be 3rd and 1. So that's funny that they had so much success on the ground last week, and we've come out and we've had a couple of passes today. So
I was just thinking that, but he broke that outside contain. Cam Pear able to get over there and push him out of bounds. So we went from 1st and 20 to 3rd and 1.
Yeah, now Cam Pear had a great day last week, and led the team with, I believe, 8 tackles. So we'll look for his name to be mentioned a lot today. That's number 2, Cam Pear.
Odom going to go right up the middle on 3rd down. Needed 1. Got about 5. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mound Builders. They're in Tabor College territory already. Odom in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right.
So it looks like they're bringing some pressure here.
Fake handoff in the air. Pass is complete. Did he get in?
Yeah,
He
it looks
did.
like he did get in. So it looks like
Odom's pass is complete to number 10, Joe Smythe.
yeah, it was a good pass play there. Got a little bit behind the defense and brought some pressure, but didn't quite get to him. And he aired it out there, and Joe Smith ran under it and scored the touchdown. So
yeah. Smith got behind the defense there and got tackled basically at the line, but fell across. So setting up for the extra point now are the Mound Builders, number 16 here.
Yeah, that's Preston Fancher out of Piedmont, Oklahoma. And that kick is up, and looks like it's good. So Mound Builders are on the board here, 7-0. So for all the times that they prepared for the run today, they came out and they've only thrown passes so far. So
that's right. Other than that 3rd down play, 3rd and 1, where they just ran it right up the middle with the quarterback, and he was. What I saw, he had 65 yards, Odom did, on the ground last week. So definitely know that he's going to be a threat. But Blue Jays looking to shake that off and see what they can do with this 2-quarterback system.
So, yeah. So back for the Blue Jays here. We have number 1, A.J. King. He's out of Wichita, Kansas, and Butler Community College. He's back to receive the kick here from the Mound Builders. So, and we have number 90, Jeremiah Schaefer from Augusta, Kansas, that's going to kick off for the Mound Builders.
So where is Southwestern College?
Southwestern is in Winfield, Kansas, which is south of Wichita. So I know when you grow up in, was it South Dakota?
South Dakota.
So yeah, everything's south of Wichita for you. So but everything's south from up there in South Dakota. But yeah, it's a little bit south and east in Winfield, Kansas.
Kick is in the air, going to be brought back out. 20-yard line, brought down at right around the 25. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 26.
Yeah, that was a good return. It's about a 24-yard return for A.J. King, and we've got another stoppage here for injury to a Mound Builder. So it looks like number 0 here.
There's a couple of number 0s.
Yeah, I think this is Amoroso, or Teddy Amoroso out of Edmond, Oklahoma. He went to Deer Creek High School, and so he's down there. Looked like maybe he had a calf problem as well. So that turf monsters bit a couple of people today, one in stripes and one in white. So hopefully they can get warmed up here and get some fluids in them. So
I was just going to ask you, is most of the fields for NAIA down here going to be turf, or?
Yeah, all of them in the KCAC are turf now, except for the field that the Blue Jays played on last week at Sterling College.
Okay.
So it's grass still. But yeah, most of them are turf here, and this is a beautiful facility here in Hillsboro, Kansas, that Tabor College and Hillsboro High School share, and so that's why there's Trojans in one end and Blue Jays in the other.
Yep.
So, but it's a beautiful facility at here Joel H. Ween Stadium.
Yeah, my son enjoys running on the track down here, and I told you before we went on, I was the assistant baseball coach for Hillsboro High School this year, and we played a couple of games on turf for baseball, which is just a completely different set of circumstances. If you miss that fly ball, it's going to bounce and be up in the air for a long time. So we would come down here and practice on the turf when we were getting ready to go.
That's a good idea. So it looks like they're going to have to carry him off here. A couple of mound builders came out and carry him off, and so it looks like we're going to get ready to go here, and we're going to see the Blue Jay offense for the first time today.
Well, so here comes that offense. Looks like quarterback's going to be Bailey to start with.
Yeah.
6-foot junior from Killeen, Texas.
And in the backfield there, we got Cameron Collier out of Texarkana, Texas, and went to Trinity Valley. And he's right next to him there in the backfield, and he's going to get the ball.
Collier to the right-hand side, off tackle, cuts it back in. Is going to get swarmed there and pushed back. Looks like he got about 2 yards.
Yeah. It looks like he got 2 yards on the gain there, yeah. And on that right side there of the offensive line, so we'll see what they can do here behind the attack there.
Blue Jays go no huddle.
So it looks like we got Michael Reed and Tyler Holloway over there on that right side, and going to have a pass play here that falls incomplete for the Blue Jays.
Bailey on the pass. Didn't see who that was intended for.
I think it was number 12. That's Holden Key. So out of Yukon, Oklahoma. Couldn't bring that one in. So it's going to be third down and about 8 here for the Blue Jays. So we're kind of digging ourselves a hole here right out of the start.
Green in the shotgun. He's going to pass. Has time. Dumps it off to number 12. That's Key again, but well short of the first down. I mean, he got 1.5 yards there. You know, I can hear my high school coaches screaming at me that you want to be at the line there. So I don't know. I didn't see if he got jammed at the line or what it was, but call it a 2-yard gain. So 4th and 6.
Yeah, so the punt team's coming out here, and that's going to be Broderick Smith out of Purcell, Oklahoma for the Blue Jays, and he gets off a good kick. Looks like he's headed trying to get it out of bounds, and it does go out of bounds here, and so there'll be no return. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 30-yard line, so the mound builders are going to take over at the 30. We'll see what happens here for this second possession for the mound builders, and see if they put the ball on the ground or if they keep it in the air for the majority of their plays. So they've ran 3 and covered the field last time and got a touchdown, so hopefully the Blue Jays can keep them in front of them during this possession.
Yeah, it's tough as a defense when you're going up against a high-powered offense like that, and keying in on the run, and then they got a receiver behind them right away.
So yeah, looks like we're getting ready to play here.
So Joe Smith, the receiver of the touchdown, he's going to be wide right, near side of your screen. Odom's going to be under center this time.
Yeah, this will be a handoff on the ground, and picked up about 4 there.
Looks like Christian Stewart on the carry, and so he's the one that they had for 100 yards that was listed as a wide receiver, but they had him lined up as a running back there.
Yeah, it looks like he's Looks like maybe he's changed positions. He's going to stay in the backfield again here. So
Yeah, and we've got him as a wide receiver here too, but he's in the backfield off the right hip of Odom. Odom's going to hand it to Stewart
and yep, he's
off the left-hand side. Gets to about the 35-yard line, so good defense there for the Blue Jays. Going to be 3rd and 5 for the Mound Builder. Ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure here. It looks like maybe Vixama was in on that tackle there. I'm not sure about that. So we don't have replay up here today in our booth, so we can't see again. Just get one look at it. So sorry we don't keep up here with the names and things. So
Odom in the shotgun. He's got 2 to the right, 2 to the left.
yeah,
Looks like he might be changing the play here.
yeah.
But going to call for
Here
it.
come the Blue Jays defense, and looks like number 81 here for the Mound Builders brought that in. So that's Hunter Reeves. He's a sophomore from Farmington, Arkansas. So and they come back up to the line of scrimmage really fast here for the Blue Jays, or for the Mound Builders. So it's going to be 1st and 10. That Blue Jays defense needs to be ready, and it looks like they're going to get 1 yard on the play. So nice job there by the defense, and looks like Vixama is in on that.
Yep. Hand off to Stewart again. Looks like he's going to get the lion's share of the carries, but as soon as I say that, they rotate him out.
Yeah.
In comes number 24. That's Joshua Mazik.
Second out from the 45-yard.
Presumably going to be in the backfield for the Mound Builders. And he's going to go off the left hip of Odom.
Yeah, it looks like they flip sides too. It looks like they line up Joe Smith on the left side this time instead of the right. So we'll see what they have in store for that. Looks like they're going to drag him across the play here. And
Odom back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to get quite a few yards there. Not quite a first down, so it'll be 3rd and around 1 or so, maybe 2. It looks like.
It's going to be 3rd and short here. Yeah, it looks like maybe 1.5. Yeah, it looks like 1 yard. So, yeah, they put themselves in a good position to try to convert to a first down here on 3rd down. So hopefully the Blue Jays can step up here and we can get a stop.
Last time Odom just kept it right up the middle, spread them out. So want to maybe look for that. Odom's got one off his left hip. He's going to throw this time. Bounces it, though. He had Smith over on the left-hand side. Bounced it to him, hung on to it too long, and we'll see what the Mound Builders do. I don't see the punt team.
No, it looks like they're going to leave their offense out there. So, and here comes number 13 again for the Mound Builders, Christian Stewart. He's coming back in, so we'll see. Maybe they're going to give it to him and try to get this 4th and 1 conversion here. So
yeah, last week Stewart with 100 yards and Odom with 65. So you've got a dual threat just on that, but they're going to go trips to the right. Nobody to the left. Odom in the shotgun. He's going to call for it. He's going to take it up the middle.
He did not get that. No, he did not get that. That's an awesome job there by the defense.
And that's
I believe that's number 28 there. I think 28 was in on that. Is that Sterling Garton?
And met by 53, which is Marcus Sass.
And yeah, he's from California, so shout out to all you people in California there watching online. So it's a great play there by the defense to get a stop. And here comes the Blue Jay offense, and they're going to keep on. Hopefully we can get something going here. Instead of getting a 3 and out, we'll move the ball down the field and get some points of our own here. As I said, there's no win today, so shouldn't affect if we have to kick the ball, a field goal, or if they have to kick, it shouldn't affect anything a lot today. It looks like we're going to have another flag for a
that's a false start.
start.
Bailey was in the shotgun there, clapped his hands once, and half the team moved.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, everybody's moving back, but the officials are conversing back here in the backfield, and it looks like there's a new rule this year that talks about the defense has some restrictions that they cannot do. They can't clap. They can't make any noises. It's going to draw the defense or the offense offside right there and make them jump. So if they do, then it's a 5-yard penalty against the defense. But they're going to call this as a false start against the offense. So the Blue Jays are going to start here at 1st and 15.
Well, as I said before, you're the expert, but that sure looked like movement on the offense to me. When your quarterback claps and the whole the whole left side of the line moved at least. So
Yeah.
Blue Jays digging themselves a hole here, 1st and 15. And we've got Ahmad Bailey, the 6-foot junior. He's got a running back off either hip.
Yeah, and A.J. King is in motion right here for the Blue Jays. And
Ball's going to go up the middle.
yeah, that's a nice little pickup. And somebody just lost their helmet. Hopefully their head wasn't in it.
No.
So 38's going to go off for the Mound Builders here. But yeah, a great play there by the Blue Jays. And that handoff was to Devin Jones.
Got back to the original line of scrimmage, so
Yes.
it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's a nice play there by the Blue Jays. And looks like they ran off the left side here. And on that left side there, we have we got number 77, Jazz Connery, and number 65, Keegan Beams. And Keegan Beams is from Concordia, Kansas, which is just a little north of here. Not quite as far as South Dakota, but it's just a little closer to the Nebraska line than Hillsboro. So it's north of Salina, if you guys know where that's at.
Yeah,
so.
we know where Concordia is. We when we were looking at houses, we stayed there once, and our son was in the Air Force in Texas, so that was kind of our halfway point. So we know where Concordia is.
Sure.
Pass on 2nd down was incomplete. Bailey on the incomplete pass there. He's talking to the official.
I think they got the Mound Builders. Each team brings their own ball, and so the officials have to make sure they get the right ball in. It looks like maybe they got a ball that was the Mound Builders ball and not the Blue Jays. So we're going to get a Blue Jay ball in there. We're going to get a new 25 seconds on the clock, and here we go. So
Play clock is reset, as you said. Trips to the left, one receiver right. Bailey in the shotgun. He's got Jones off his left hip. Bailey going to go to the air.
Nice
Gets
pass.
it in the air. Nice catch there by A.J. King, and that'll be a 1st down for the Blue Jays.
Great job there by the Blue Jays with that little connection there. So yeah, A.J. King did a nice job of bringing that in. Just got hit after a couple of steps, and yeah, it's a nice 1st down there for the Blue Jays. So let's keep it rolling.
Ball on the 38-yard line for the Blue Jays. Bailey in the shotgun. Got a running back to either side. Might have gone an offsides. Don't see a flag, though.
Looks like the defense have moved up, but they weren't quite in the neutral zone. So, yeah, there's no flag on that play. And unlike, this is one of the college rules, so if they move into the neutral zone, as long as they get back here in college, it's not a foul. But if in high school, if they cross that neutral zone, it's a foul right away. So that's one of the differences between high school and college.
And it's worth noting that this line judge on the near side didn't come here to have that position this evening. So,
yeah, usually he's a deep wing, but he's probably has some experience at the line of scrimmage. So
Bailey's going to hand it off. Looks like
to Jones.
Jones, you're correct. Up the middle, off the left side. Going to get back to the original line of scrimmage for a 3rd and 10. So 3rd and call it 10.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did a nice job converting last time, so hopefully they can do that as well this time. So, yeah, just to shout out here for our starting lineman on left tackle here, we got number 65, Keegan Beams. Left guard is number 77, Jazz Connery. We've got the center, number 78, Michael Ashland. Right guard, number 61, Michael Reed. And the right tackle is number 67, Tyler Holloway.
Bailey's going to drop back to pass out of the shotgun. He's flushed out of the pocket, tried to go up the middle, then he's going to go off the right side. Good gain, not going to get the 1st down. See what Coach Mike Gardner has in store. The ball's going to be on the 32-yard line, so about 4 yards to go, 4th and 4. And like the Mound Builders, the Blue Jays not going to the punt team here. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, it's 4th and short here. We're on our side of the 50. So, yeah, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's a nice little pickup there on that broken play. So hopefully we can convert here on 4th down.
Bailey in the shotgun, empty backfield. To the left, one to the right, sends a man in motion, fakes it to him, rolls off to the right. Pass is complete. to number 12.
Yeah, Holden Key right there from Yukon, Oklahoma. He gives a nice little play, a nice little reception there for moving the chain. So that's the biggest thing right there on 4th down. So
And Key, I saw, is a redshirt freshman making a contribution here. So ball on the, call it the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Blue Jays. Bailey's going to have an empty backfield again. 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Couple tight in on the left side. Sends a man in motion, fakes it to him again.
and then passes here. That's like a backwards pass, which is a little dangerous because if it's incomplete, then
it's
if
a
he doesn't
fumble.
catch it, then it's a live ball still. So
That went to Jones, and not the way it was drawn up. Going to lose about maybe 3 yards, it looks like, back to the 19. 2nd and 13 for the Blue Jays. Looking to put some points on the board here, but Joe, you want to get in the end zone here, especially against a ranked team when you're down this close.
yeah, that's it's a great opportunity here for the Blue Jays to try to get into the end zone and try to get some points. It looks like we're gonna do a nice job of scrambling there and getting that ball back to number 12 there, Holden Key again.
Yep.
Now I'll say, Holden Key is listed on our roster as a quarterback, but I know that he had transferred positions and now is kind of a tight end / slot. So he's such a good athlete. He needs to be out there on the field. So he's from Yukon, Oklahoma. So nice job by him and by Ahmad to just connect with each other. So
Ball's going to be on the 9-yard line. 3 yards to go. Trips to the right. Bailey's going to keep it up the middle, and he got the first down and more. It looks like he's going to come out to the 4-yard line. Blue Jays will be 1st and goal from the 4.
Yeah, that was just a designed run there, and so just ran off that left side there behind 77 and 65. Keegan Beams again and Jazz Connery. So the hole opened up, and he just took off there and got that first down. So it's 1st and goal here at the 4-yard line, and
Bailey's going to put it in the air.
King, nice job there. So
4-yard touchdown pass from Bailey to King.
So Bailey has a couple of weapons here, in both Key and King. So those are main receivers today. So we'll see kind of what happens with the extra point here. We got number 81 for the Blue Jays coming out, and that's Lane Clark. He's from Heston, Kansas. So we'll see. He can get the extra point here for the Blue Jays.
A little bit of trouble with the snap there. No problem, though, and Clark puts it through.
Yeah, I think that was Ahmad Bailey again there. Looks like he's the holder, and did a nice job of getting that snap there and getting it over. And our snapper today was number 49, and that's Riley Bush out of Wichita, Kansas. And one thing I'll say about Riley is, he went to my middle school. I'm a middle school counselor in Wichita. And
okay.
Riley was a student of ours at Allison Middle School way back in the day, a few years ago. So I recognized him at the Hillsborough MV Church here fed the football team on a Saturday morning, and so I talked to Riley there and got reconnected with him and some of the other guys as well. So it was a fun day to do that. But nice job there by the Blue Jays to move the ball down the field. We got a couple of nice conversions there on 3rd down, one on 4th down, and it's a nice job. So it gets 7 points on the board.
So with 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go in your first quarter, we are all tied up, 7 apiece. Both teams been able to move the ball well.
Yeah, but Lane Clark's going to put the ball in play here. It's a nice high kick. Looks like it's going to be taken about the 7-yard line. And I'll say that was by number 13 there. That's Christian Stewart. And did a nice job returning the ball out here past the 30 to, looks like about the 33-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mound Builders at the 33.
Yeah, we were talking beforehand that in NAIA you rely on the same guys a lot, and we've definitely said Stewart's name a lot already. He's returning kicks, he's running the ball.
Yeah.
And not going to be out there for this first play.
Looks like defensive lineman Darian Gibbs out of McPherson, Kansas, is a 6'3", 230-pound lineman. Looks like he's going to be over here on this left side. And looks like he's almost made the play there and kept him inside. So looks like we got Gibbs, Vixama, and then number 0 there. I'm going to have a hard time saying his last name, though. So you guys from Washington, please forgive me. But it's Moa La'atua. And so that's your defensive line today, or right here during this possession here. It's like we got 3 down linemen, and then there's a couple of linebackers, and the rest of them are all DBs. So they're expecting. And then we got 28 up there now on the line as well. So Sterling Garton out of Whitesboro, Texas, is playing this end over here. So
Oldham's going to give it off to the right side again. That was Mazik on the carry last time. Wait and see who this is. That's Stewart this time back in the game. He's going to get it across the 40 to the 41. It'll be 3rd and about 2 for the Mound Builders.
Yeah.
No huddle here.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to try to go fast, try to get the defense on their heels, and looks like we're going to have a little blitz here. Number 47 looks like he might be coming there. That would be Caden Seibel. Looks like they've changed it now, and he's not going to be moving up there. So
yeah,
we expected a heavy dose of run here from the Mound Builders, and this possession has not disappointed.
Oldham's going to pitch it to Stewart right side. He got across and fought for a few more yards. Got all the way to the 48-yard line before he was brought down. Christian Stewart again, so that'll be 1st and 10 for the Mound Builders at their own 48.
Yeah, it looked like Dusty Daigle was in on that, as well as La'atua and a couple other Blue Jays. So, but they did get the first down, and so it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Mound Builders. So hopefully we can get a stop here and get that Blue Jay defense off the field.
Oldham in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass this time. Blue Jays just brought 4, and wrapping him up is number 10. That's going to be Dusty Daigle. I had to look, and I knew I should know who that is. That is Dusty Daigle bringing him down.
Yeah, Dusty came off that right side there, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter here. But, Dusty Daigle came off that right side of the Blue Jay defense and got back in the backfield and completed that sack. So nice job there by the Blue Jays.
All right, so we're going to take just a quick break here for change of quarter, and we'll be right back here on the Tabor webcast and the KCAC network.
At the end of the first quarter, your score, Tabor College 7, Southwestern College 7.
Test.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line.
All right, we're back. Tabor College, Joel H. Weens Stadium in Hillsboro, Kansas for quarter number 2. We've switched sides. Mound Builders in the away whites going right to left across your screen now. Going to be 2nd and 10. Odom going to drop back to pass. Dumps it off to number 9 who dropped it. It would have been a pretty sweet catch had he been able to bring that in.
Yeah, that was Jaden Sundgren. The ball was not exactly where it needed to be. It was a little bit out in front of him, but Jaden tried to put it. He got a hand on it, but he couldn't bring it in. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here for the Mound Builders. So
big possession here early on for the Blue Jays. If they could get a stop, the ball is on the Mound Builders side of the 50. If you get a stop here, you're probably going to punt. So Odom in the shotgun. He's got 2 to the right, 2 wide left. He's going to pass quick out to the
That's gonna be
receiver, and that
intercepted.
is intercepted.
Yes. Ball went off of Joe Smith's hands, and it was intercepted by the Blue Jays there. I'm not sure what number that was. The number 19, I think. Yeah, I think it was Xavier Michelle that got that one. Just picked it up off the turf there. So it's going to be a great turnover there by the Blue Jay defense, which is a really great way to start this second quarter. It's better than the way we started the game with all those penalties. So here come the Blue Jays offense, and hopefully we can get a conversion here and get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, that's big because, even if you get a stop here, you get a punt, and you're probably inside the 30 or so, barring a good return. So here come the Blue Jays now, and Bailey's going to go under center this time.
Yeah, and we got Jones here in the backfield, and looks like he's going to
play action. Bailey puts the ball on the ground, but he's able to fall on it. That's the good news. The bad news is he lost 10 yards.
Yeah. The good thing is he got possession of it, and we didn't have a turnover there. Just give the ball right back to him. So looked like we had something working out here on the right-hand side. He had a fake, and then it looks like he was going to go deep, but then things got disrupted by that Mound Builder defense.
So Bailey going to go back to the shotgun here. I think, to my recollection, that's the only time he's gone under center. Back in the shotgun, 2 left, 2 right. Long snap count, going to get it, going to go to the air, look to run.
He's just going to throw that one out of bounds.
And then just has to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So on the last 2 plays, as a fan, you don't like to see that, but as a coach, you're thinking, well, we've cut our losses. He put the ball on the ground and didn't try to do too much with it. He just fell on it, kept the possession, that time throwing it out of bounds. But now you've got to go to the opposite 40-yard line to get the first down here.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 20 here for the Blue Jays. So, it's a tough row to hoe here for Bailey in the offense. So
Bailey going to drop back to pass, throws it across the middle, and going to get 10 yards. That's number 8 is Tyson Dozier. So he got back and didn't even get the original line. That's a 9-yard gain, and here comes the punt team for the Blue Jays.
Well, as you said at the beginning of the possession here, you kind of want to flip the field. So hopefully we can get the ball here and pin them back inside the 10-yard line. And so Broderick comes back out here for the Blue Jays to kick. Broderick Smith out of Purcell, Oklahoma. He's a junior, so hopefully he can keep it out of the end zone and keep that ball inside the 10-yard line here. And it's going to be a nice low kick.
Line drive kick.
Yeah, it looks like
and that's going to be inside the 10-yard line.
Yep, that's a great job there. Ball's down by number 11 for the Blue Jays. It's Weston Rock out of Abilene. And so it's going to be 1st and 10, but they got a long way to go here, and so hopefully the Blue Jays can get a great stop here at the beginning or get another turnover.
One of the things when I talked to Coach Gardner this week, one of the things he said that they did well against Sterling College was win the field position game. They caused Sterling to start with bad field position a lot, and so far, so good here in this game. With the Mound Builders with that high-powered offense are going to have to go 92 yards. So,
yeah, they're starting at the edge of their end zone here. So,
Odom going to go under center this time. He's got a single back behind him. Looks to him, goes up the middle to.
It looks like he lost some yards on that one. That was number 13
That's
again.
Stewart again.
Christian Stewart.
I could think of Christian Stewart just flew away from me, so I apologize for that. Stewart's going to lose a yard. Good defense by the Blue Jays there.
Yeah, there wasn't much room up there with that defensive line. With Vic Sama anchoring in the middle there, just wasn't any place for him to go. So, yeah, he lost a yard on that. Didn't have a nice swarm tackle there by the defense, and it's going to be 2nd and 11 here. So
Odom in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass this time. Has some time. It's a receiver over the middle. That's number 11, Matthew Holthusen, my bad. We get pronunciations for Tabor. We did not get them for Southwestern, so we're shooting from the hip, so to speak. And then when Nate Howard says it over the PA, then I can correct myself. But it's going to be 3rd and about 7, it looks like, for the Mound Builders. Odom in the shotgun. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He is going to pass, has time, gets rid of it, and broken up, but still caught there by number 11. That's Holthusen again. I didn't see. Joe, did you see who broke that up for the Blue Jays there?
Yeah, that was number 47 for the Blue Jays. That was Caden Seibel. Got his hand on it, just couldn't knock it down to the ground and couldn't bring it in, and unfortunately it bounced right to the Mound Builders. So
Mound Builders with a quick snap, they're going to go right off the right side. That's Stewart again.
Yeah, it looks like the Blue Jays are going to call timeout here.
Yeah, Stewart able to pick up 11 yards there.
Timeout, Tabor. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Yeah, I saw earlier that the referee was having some problems with his microphone, and we didn't have any announcements early. But at the quarter break there, I saw Robert Rempel, the Hillsboro athletic director, bring in a new headset for the White Hat out here, and so now we'll have some announcements. We'll know what's going on a little bit better during the game.
I was wondering that too. When I did the PA announcing last year, there's a button you have to hit. So the White Hat will tap his side, and then the PA announcer's got to be paying attention. And I know that because I wasn't a lot of the times last time, and I'd have Nate would be hitting me like, hey, hit the button. So I wondered if it was that until I saw Mr. Rempel go out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think they had some problems before the game trying to get it going through the system, but they came in loud and clear that time. So we'll be able to hear what the referee tells us during the game for the rest of the way here.
So when you do high school, do you deal with that a lot or mostly not?
Mostly the little schools, they don't have a PA system. So,
but if they do you use it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always a good tool to have. And just to let people know what's going on out there. So hopefully to kind of take away any confusion on the play or what the penalty was. So
Mound Builders back on offense here. They're at their own, looks like 42-yard line. Odom's going to pass. Has a receiver on the right-hand side. That's number 19 is Aiden Koenig. And he's going to get about 9 yards, or did he?
Looks like he's going to. Yeah, he got the first down here.
Got right at it.
The officials passed the stake there, so it's going to be a first down. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how the Mound Builders do that. How they come out and pass and then run and then come back with a quick snap and try to keep you on your heels as a defense. So.
Odom in the shotgun here. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to pass again. Has some time. He's going to go deep down the right-hand side, but too far. That's number 19 again, Kading.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't put enough air into that one, and no connection there. So, yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 10 here from the 48-yard line.
Blue Jays had been able to get pressure, but on this possession they haven't. They've been rushing 4 most of the time. Rushed 4 that time. Couldn't get any pressure on the quarterback. So Odom has had time to find his receiver there.
Yeah, Coach C.J. Hill's trying to mix things up here with a 3- and 4-man front. So right now there's 3 defensive linemen and trying to bring in that extra linebacker. And it looks like we have a handoff here in the backfield.
Odom's going to hand it off to number 15
It's like Kukoi Patterson. And Kukoi gets a couple of yards there. It looks like he went to Wichita East. They have him listed as a 5'9 junior. And I went to Wichita East High School. Blue Aces out of Wichita.
Patterson about took out his poor quarterback there. He was coming full speed and had to change direction right at the last second. Still bumped Odom there, but definitely took his momentum away.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Odom wanted to keep that one, but Patterson was like, no, I'm taking this one. So
Odom drops back. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. As hanging on there underneath is number 10 for the Blue Jays. That's going to be Daigle. I don't know why I look every time. I know who he is. He was hanging on for dear life, did a great job.
Yeah, it looks like Vic Sama had a nice little was being held pretty good right there. But once again, without that center judge back there in the backfield watching that side of the line, probably not going to get that call today.
That's right.
But Vic Sama fought through that and got in on that tackle. So nice job by him there to continue to play and just not get frustrated and yell that he's being held. So good job by him.
4th down for the Mound Builders. It's going to be a quick kick. And that's going to work out pretty well for the Mound Builders as number 15 gets down there. That's Patterson.
Yeah, they tried that. Looks like they tried to flip the field on the Blue Jays here. So the Blue Jays are going to start at the edge of their end zone here. Looks like they're at the 6-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for them.
So, Joe, I didn't see the line judge that went off on that first play. He was sitting down on the bench here right away, and I didn't. Did you happen to notice? Did they take him off or?
You mean like back to the locker room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
he went back to the locker room. Yeah, shortly after we got going again. So yeah, it looked like he had a calf injury. That one of those false starts there. He looks like he just had a kind of pulled a calf muscle, and which it happens when you get older.
I was just going to say that. All right. Well, we talked at the beginning of the night about this 2-quarterback system. It's been all Bailey so far. He's going to give it off to Devin Jones off the left-hand side. He's going to get a couple, and he's thrown back by 3 Mound Builders here. Looks like he got further than I thought. Got to the 10-yard line. So a 4-yard gain there on 1st down for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, now the interesting thing about that play is it's a pass play. So there's not much of a pass,
That's right.
but it is a forward pass so that if Jones doesn't catch it or doesn't get a good handle on it, it's an incomplete pass and it's not a fumble. So, but right there is a nice connection from Bailey to Jones, and
Bailey's going to hand that off to Jones again.
Looks like he's going to get 1 on the play, 1 or 2. So it's going to be 3rd down and short here for the Blue Jays.
And again, getting more than we thought. Looks like he got 2 or 3. So, 2.
So, yeah.
So 3rd and 4, it looks like.
Yep.
For the Blue Jays. And definitely back here, you're going to need to get that 1st down. So they need the 16 and a half yard line. Bailey in the shotgun, trips to the right. He's going to fake it and run up the middle.
Oh, yeah, looks like he's going to get it. Yep.
And he is real close.
Got it to the 17.
Bailey on the carry.
So, yeah, it looks like the Mound Builders came out with the ball here, but the referees are calling him down. Looks like Southwestern is motioning that the ball's going the other way, but
and then they want to review it. We'll see.
Looks like his forward progress was stopped, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Blue Jays.
Is that something that can be reviewed?
That's a good question here, because that is something this year that we do have review in the KCAC, where there is a tent set up over here on our left at about the goal line extended on the track on the home field side. And in that tent is a computer where they can do the replay.
Bailey gets it off to Jones here. Jones is just swarmed. He got smacked. Somehow stayed on his feet, only to get hit real hard by number 30. That's Isaiah Yehuda.
So the interesting thing is the ruling on the field was that his forward progress was stopped. So that's something that cannot be reviewed.
Okay.
So usually there's an announcement by the official, and as you said earlier, there's a button you have to push over here, which is not a helpful tool for the white hat, because I'm sure he came on and said that ruling on the field his forward progress was stopped, and so that lets everybody know what's going on.
Jones lost 2 on that one. He's going to get the catch here, though.
Yeah.
Nice pass from Bailey to Jones is going to get the 2 yards back and then some.
Looks like they're going to come up and kind of try to quick snap it here. So
ball on the 24-yard line with the quick snap.
Here comes Bailey.
Bailey to the right-hand side.
He got
real close. He
got smacked by number 12 and number 5 there. That's Adrian Hallman and Britt Wishman wishing. And, it's going to be a first down. That was a good hit there by the Mound Builders, but Bailey takes it, gets the first down, and we're going to move the chains here.
So ball right at the 26-yard line of the Blue Jays. Bailey in the shotgun. He's going to pass this time, has some time, throws across the middle.
And that's number 8. That's Tyson Dozier there. So it's a nice drag play by him. Looks like he's going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards here on the play. So it's going to be second and about 7 or 8 for the Blue Jays.
Clock not a factor just yet. We're 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first half. That's ends up being a 3-yard gain for the Blue Jays. Ball on the 29-yard line now.
Yeah, the clock's really moving. It seems like the first quarter went kind of fast after we got going. And the second quarter here is going really fast here with only 4 minutes left. So it's been a quick half so far.
Bailey in the shotgun here. He's got a running back on either hip. 2 receivers right, 1 left. He's going to drop back to pass again. Has some time. Moves up in the pocket. Hit as he throws. Ball popped up in the air. Everyone held their breath. Number 1 was in the area. That's A.J. King, unable to come up with it. He was down on the ground as well.
Yeah, he had slipped coming out of his break and was having a hard time getting his footing. And then he got position, and then he was going to get the ball. But when Bailey got hit, kind of set the ball in the air, and then he just couldn't get his feet back underneath him to get to it. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 here for the Blue Jays.
So looks like a miscommunication here.
Wait, we'll see what happens.
Please reset the game clock to 3:36.
We kept the game clock going. Game clock continued to run even though it was an incomplete pass. So.
Sure.
So we're going to reset that to 3:36. We're going to get 25 back on the play clock, and we're going to get ready to play here. So
is that something you as an official always kind of have one eye on the clock if that happens? Or?
Yeah, it's really the guys back here in the D. I'll say guys. There's there is a female that is officiating back here as the back judge today. So the officials in the back here, they don't have a whole lot going on. So it's their job. They kind of watch it, and as the white hat, you're in charge of the clock, and so
sure,
you're kind of keep an eye on that. So yeah, right at the end of the play, you kind of check it and see what the status is, and so it's really on all the officials out there,
sure.
Anybody in stripes to be clock management. So that was a good job by whoever stopped that in the stripes and reset that back to 3:36.
Pass was incomplete to Glenn Maiden Jr., so a punt.
That was a great punt there. He got that spiral and got that to turn over. And
all the way down to the 21-yard line and then dropped right there.
That was by number 11. That was Weston Rock again, so he got down there first. And then
Wyatt Jordan was right there to help him out as well.
Yeah, it's great coverage there. But that was a great kick by Broderick Smith. He got a nice spiral. The ball turned over, and I'm not sure how far that was, but that was a great kick and good coverage by the Blue Jays to put the Mound Builders back here on their half the field. So
really well-played game here by both teams. We've got 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go. We are knotted up at 7. Odom going to be in the shotgun, empty backfield for the Mound Builders. He's going to hand it off, fakes the throw and hands it off up the middle to Smith.
Yeah, Smith came in motion that time and kind of set himself in the backfield and then got the ball moving forward there towards the line of scrimmage and picked up about 4 yards on the play.
Looks like about
5 yards.
5, so it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Mound Builders. Odom in the backfield by himself, gets rid of it off that corner blitz, and that's
Cam Perry on that. So Cam Perry came and from Christian Stewart there and knocked him out of bounds.
And that's the play you want to have called with that corner blitz, is to throw it right over the top of him.
Yeah.
And doesn't look like he quite got it. It's going to be 3rd and a few inches, it looks like, for the Mound Builders. Blue Jays are going to be looking to get a stop here and see what the Mound Builders do.
Yeah, looks like it's 3rd and short. They're going to hand the ball up off the middle there, and it looks like he's not going to get that. So.
Odom gives it off to Stewart, and that is exactly what the Blue Jays needed.
Yeah.
The Mound Builders might have gone for it. They might go for it anyway. They lost about a yard.
Hey, look, we got replay now up here for us. So.
There we go.
I didn't see who was in on that play, but that was a great play by the defense. And looks like they might take this all the way down to the 2-minute warning and make a decision down there. Try to get the Blue Jays to jump.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
8 seconds to go here.
And they do stop the clock now at the 2-minute warning. So I'd be surprised if they snap it here, which they will not. So
Odom gave him the old Brett Favre heart count there, but Blue Jays not going for it. Want to give a
Timeout. Southwestern.
Want to give a shout
their
out
first
to the
timeout
people in the
now.
booth that got us the replay now, so we can see that. But yeah, we've got 2 minutes to go. It's going to be 4th and 1
Correction,
for
2
the
minute
Mound Builders.
Timeout.
And Joe, I'm going to be brutally honest here. I didn't see this one coming, 7-7 with 2 minutes to go. Just from what you heard about Southwestern and a ranked team coming in, and the Blue Jays, I mean, they played really well last week, but they lost 31 seniors. They had some transfers, and so I'm going to go ahead and admit I didn't see this coming. How have you felt this has gone so far?
Well, the Blue Jays have stepped up here. Coach Gardner is a really great coach.
He is.
And he has a great staff working under him, and they put a lot of time and effort into that. And getting good players here and trying to, once they get here, coaching them up. And so, it's I'm not super surprised. I'm a little surprised just because, they were like, when you talked to Coach Gardner, he said there were a lot of things that they could shore up and do a little bit better. And it looks like that's what they're doing here against the 14th ranked team in the nation, the Mound Builders. So
Mound Builders going to kick it away, it looks like.
So, yep. So the Blue Jays are going to have one more chance to score here before the half. And this is one of those balls that's going to roll out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. So.
Yeah, King let it go. I think he maybe should have just stood in there and taken it, but that is way easier for me to say standing up here than it is for King standing down there with 3 Mound Builders coming in on him.
Sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, you want the ball. You want your player not injured. So.
Yeah, you want to have your offense out there with their hands on the ball. So that's exactly what we got here. It's going to be, we got 1:50 to get the ball down the field. And let's see what the Blue Jays have in score here. We've only seen Bailey here at quarterback. And so.
Yeah, still Bailey out there. I was just looking at the Blue Jays have 2 timeouts remaining. King in motion here. Bailey in the backfield. He's going to drop back. Has some time.
Oh, nice play.
Able to complete the pass. That's number 6 is going to be Evan Safeman, the grad student. Blue Jays quick on the ball here. Clock will stop. Back in the day, that clock used to stop forever. Now they stop at a few seconds and away you go.
Yeah. That's one of the rule changes that happened when they put the 2-minute warning in.
Sure.
Now this clock, since he ran out of bounds here, the clock will not stop until the snap. So it's going to be it's going to stay on 1:27 here until the next snap.
So Bailey able to make something out of nothing there, run out of bounds, get about 6 yards. Ball up to the 39-yard line already for the Blue Jays, who last possession kind of content to just gain some yards. This time the clock is against them, 1:27 to go, and going to need some urgency. So Bailey's got a running back off his right hip. He's got trips to the right, nobody to the left.
Oh, that's going to be a
Somebody
free play.
jumped.
That should be a free play here.
Absolutely should have been a free play, and I think Bailey thought that's what it was going to be because he just rocked back on that right foot and threw it up.
Now, the official on the far side pulled his flag out but never did throw it on the ground. But this, by philosophy as an official, or needs to be should have been a foul right there with that defensive lineman in the neutral zone at the snap.
And again, this near side line judge didn't come here to do that position, so I don't. You would know that better than me, but that's a free play in my book for sure. But either way, same formation, trips to the right. Looks like the running back's going to go off the left hip this time. Bailey drops back to pass, gets rid of it right away to King. King is
get that first down.
dancing right around that first
All right,
down
so
marker.
The clock should stop here for just a brief moment to get the ball snapped again, or get the ball set by the officials. So
Let's hear it. That's good for a Tabor College.
Clock
there
is
we go. Now
stopped,
we're
and
gonna-
then it runs. It's down to 110.
yeah.
Bailey looking over to the sideline for the play. Not a ton of urgency. Ball on the 44-yard line. Still got a minute to go. Bailey in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass. Has time. Hits the running back out of the backfield.
That's Collier there. So, yeah, Collier does a nice job of making that defender miss and getting the first down. So, great reception and run after the catch by him.
Collier gets across midfield to the 45.
So, once again, the clock's not our friend right here, but they're going to call timeout right here.
Yeah, and that's a timeout by the Mound Builders. And number 6, Safeman, saw him call timeout, walked across the line of scrimmage, and then the Mound Builders started getting into formation. I bet Safeman had a mild heart attack there for a second. Like, oh, man.
Southwestern, please reset the game clock to 48 seconds.
There we go. We're going to
48.
get 7 extra seconds here. So yeah, they're going to reset that. So that's one of those things, once again, that the officials in the back are keeping a pretty close eye on and trying to make sure that the clock management is something that they don't get marked down on, because just like the players kind of talk about the grades they get on each play, the officials get graded on plays or on flags that they throw or don't throw. So it's something that the supervisor of officials, Brian Moore, kind of organizes and puts together, and has a bunch of people helping him with that. So that's a way for the officials to improve.
So there's 7 officials out there now, would be 8. In a high school game, you don't have that many out there.
No, there's only 5 in a high school game, and so there's pretty much out here, everybody has somebody that's watching them. So this side judge on our side here, this deep wing, is watching number 8 and number 12 out here, and that's his only responsibility, is to watch the widest receiver on the field. And it's the same way with the wide official on the other side. So
Bailey in the shotgun here, empty backfield, is flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run up the middle and get some yards.
it looked like his knee hit back here around the 40. I don't know if we can see a replay of that, but they're gonna spot him up at the 42. So, but I thought his knee hit back here around the 40-yard line.
Bailey gets rid of it quickly. Nice pass there to number 6. That's Safeman again for a first down. Blue Jays driving down the field. Ball at the 22-yard line.
So
clock stops and starts.
Now it starts again here. So
Bailey gonna get rid of it.
This one's to number 8 here.
That is Tyson Dozier.
Yep. He's from Shafter, California. He had a really good season last year as well. So
Timeout.
stepping up here his junior year.
That's their second charge timeout of the half.
So Tabor's going to call timeout here with 17 seconds left here in the second quarter. And, we have a tie ball game with 7-7 here. So.
And now, man, you would love to get in the end zone here. I mean, points are the goal for sure, but wouldn't it be great to go into the locker room up 14 on one of the top 20 teams in the country right now in the Mound Builders?
Yeah, that would be great. So, yeah, hopefully, like you said, we can get some points out of this in some way, either a field goal or, we really hope that we get a touchdown. But, yeah, we need some points. The main thing is just keeping possession of that ball and making sure that we don't put the ball on the carpet anyway. So, just hanging on to that. So
Blue Jays have 17.3 seconds to go. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Clock stops if you go out of bounds. So I'm looking at a quick out here. On either side to get out of bounds, but you still do have that timeout. You get the clock stoppage if you get a first down for a few seconds to get reset. King in motion. Bailey going to roll to the right, throw back across the middle. That All right,
That
Joe, you
number
are the official, and
Corey-
I am not, but that looked
Corey-
like pass interference to me.
Corey McCoy there had the ball in his hands and dropped it. Yeah, no, that's not pass interference. You see, there's different categories that you have to put pass interference in, and that doesn't fit any of those categories. So the different categories would be like early contact, not playing the ball.
So he was definitely bumped before
yeah.
the pass got there. And you can see that right there.
So it looked like their feet. See how their feet got kind of tangled up right
Sure.
there? That was the main reason. It looked like maybe he got an arm on him as well, but the main issue was just that their feet got tangled, and that's not a category for pass interference. But this over here looks like it's going to be. So we're going to have pass interference here on the Mound Builders, number 4.
Okay, and so if we can go to the replay again, so he was held up and not out of the break there.
Yeah, so this is going to be like this is basically starts out as a holding play, but when the
Yes.
ball goes in the air, then it's now pass interference. So see right
Yep.
there how he jammed him, and so that's going to be, early contact, and he wasn't playing the ball. So
Prior
Now
to the
in the-
pass. Holding. Defense number
Okay.
4. Half the distance of the yard. Automatic. First down.
So you get the first down, which with 6.2 seconds to go is a mute point here.
Yeah.
You've got one play to put this in the end zone, and then you bring out the field goal unit.
So yeah, I think they're probably going to try to pass it here to the end zone. So
You do have that timeout if you want to try to keep them off guard, but you got to have that clock going in your head as well. You've got 6.2 seconds to go,
yeah,
and you would absolutely hate to come out with no points here. So I think you're right. Going to throw to the end zone here.
yeah. Looks
Put
like
up something that only you can
go.
catch.
Yes, Collier. Nice. That was from Cameron Collier right across the middle there. So Bailey to Collier for a nice little reception. And looks like Collier just got lost and didn't have anybody covering him. And Bailey did a nice job finding him there in the wide open spot. And Collier catches it and turns and runs untouched into the end zone. So super job there by the Blue Jay offense. And you can kind of see right here, Collier just slips out and nobody on him. And Blue Jays get 6 points out of it. So, and we got Lane Clark going to come on and attempt the extra point with Bailey holding and Riley Bush snapping. So it's like we're going to convert there. So we're going to have 2.5 seconds here and a 14-7 lead on the number 14 team in the nation. So it's a great half by the Blue Jays.
You know, and I was trying to be all smart on that play and saying, well, you're going to throw this somewhere where only the receiver can catch it. So I'm looking at a corner route
Sure.
or something across the middle where you throw it up high so only your receiver can get it. But thank God that Mike Gardner's the coach and not me, because that was a beautiful play call.
That was a beautiful play. And that must have been what they were thinking, too, because they looked like the middle of the field there was wide open. And so looked like they had the outside covered pretty well and just opened up the middle. And Bailey did a nice job of getting that ball to Cameron Collier. And Cameron did a great job of just watching it in, because sometimes, you get in a situation like that and you turn too fast. But he did a nice job of just watching it in, getting control of it, and then turning and running into the end zone.
Thought maybe there'd be a pooch kick here, but they're going to kick it deep. And Mike Gardner's going to hold his breath here as runner gets almost through. A really good return out to the 38-yard line. Doesn't matter, though.
No.
We're going to go into halftime with your Tabor Blue Jays up on the Mound Builders 14-7. And again, I just gotta say I'm impressed with the play of the Blue Jays so far.
Yeah, I saw as the offense came running off the field that time, Coach Brooks Gardner was over here telling everybody just calm down. It's only a half, and so the Blue Jays have bigger things in mind today than just winning the first half.
Absolutely. Well, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to take a break for a few minutes and look up some stats for you. We'll have a scoring summary, but we're going to take a break here for a few minutes, and we'll come back and get you ready for the second half here in Hillsboro. Hillsboro, Kansas, ready for the second half in what has been a really great football game so far. We're going to first off start off by giving you the scoring summary of the first half. Not a lot to tell. The Mound Builders got on the board first with a pass from Odom to Smith. That was a 45-yard pass. You remember they started off first and 20, ended up getting the first down, and then Smith just got behind the defense for a 45-yard touchdown. Point after was good. Mound Builders up 7-0. But then with 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the first quarter, Bailey to King for a 4-yard touchdown pass put the Blue Jays on the board 7-7. And then just not that long ago, 2.5 seconds left on the clock in the first half, Bailey to Collier for a 8-yard touchdown pass put the Blue Jays on top of the 14th ranked Mound Builders out of Southwestern. And Joe, you got some scores from around the KCAC?
Yeah, a couple of scores here. Looks like a couple of finals already. St. Mary's and Ottawa played this afternoon, and Ottawa won that game 35-27. We had the Friends University and Avila, and that's a final also. And Friends looks like they kept rolling. Wait, that was last week. No, that's today. Sorry, yeah. Friends keeps rolling over Avila, 62-7. Then we have Kansas Westland. It's in the halfway through the game there, and Kansas Westland's up 28-0 over Bethany. And then we have Evangel and Sterling playing in the third quarter, and Evangel is up 30-14 in that game. So that's the only scores I have. The only one I don't have is McPherson and Bethel. I cannot get that one to come up, so my apologies about that. But, yeah, those are your scores from around the KCAC.
Victory Sports has Friends University ranked 11th in the nation. And I see they put up, was it 71 points last week? They can score the football. The Blue Jays have them here in Hillsboro on September 20th.
Yeah, so it doesn't get any easier for the Blue Jays, that's for sure.
Yep, got to go to McPherson next week. That's a 6 o'clock game, and then a 1 o'clock game in 2 weeks. I'll be here with you, and we'll have that game against Friends University. So the first two home games, top 20 ranked opponents for the Blue Jays, but they are holding their own here so far. Joe, talk about what you liked in the first half and what you want to see out of the Blue Jays here in the second half.
Well, yeah, I think the Blue Jays did a nice job of putting some nice drives together there to get those two scores, and the defense is really doing a great job of keeping the Mound Builder offense in check, and so that's a great job by them. I'd really like to see that continue here this second half, and so special teams has really done a good job. The punt team has done a great job in kind of flipping the field, and so it's a great job by them to so yeah, it takes all three facets there. It takes offense, defense, and special teams to put together a win, especially against a ranked team. So
yeah, and you don't always think about how important that field position game is. And Coach Gardner talked about winning that field position battle last week, and I would say they're winning it so far this week. Blue Jays going to start with the football. They are, again, in the home blues, white letters, numbers, and trims with the gold helmets. They're going to be going left or right across your screen.
Jeremiah Schaefer here, number 90 for the Mound Builders, be kicking off here and puts the ball back, and it's going to be returned by A.J. King, who gets it at the 2-yard line.
King across the 20, going to get brought down about the 22-yard line. Blue Jays will have it 1st and 10 from there. Mound Builders in the away whites. They've got the dark purple helmets, letters and numbers. They'll be going right to left across your screen to start this second half here in Hillsboro. And the weather, I just checked my phone, we're at 69 degrees in Kansas on September 6th. I moved here a year ago, and it wasn't 69 degrees last year at this time. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. Like I said at the beginning of the game, it's a great day, great night for football here with no wind and nice cool weather. So
Bailey's going to stay in at quarterback. We've seen him the whole night. He's going to give it off to Devin Jones up the middle. Ball did come out, but looks like Jones was down. So about a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 for the Blue Jays. You know, one thing I noticed on the stats last week that talks about just how well the Blue Jays defense have done. The Mound Builders last week averaged 10 yards per carry, 9.9. This one going to go to Jones again, up the middle off the right side, bounces it around for about a 6-yard gain, 7-yard gain.
Yeah, he's going to move the chains with that nice run.
Ball's up to the 34-yard line of the Blue Jays. They'll have a 1st and 10 from there. No huddle from the Blue Jays. We've seen that most of the night. Bailey in the shotgun. He's got trips to the left this time. Calls for it. He's going to hand off up the middle. And another nice gain. Give it 3 yards to Devin Jones again, who's been the back of choice so far for the Blue Jays here in the second half.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the Mound Builder defense is getting a heavy dose of Jones right now. So, and he's doing a good job of, 3 yards in a cloud of dust and a little bit more than that on some of these plays. So,
yeah,
trying to establish that line of scrimmage here at the beginning of the second half.
Same formation, trips to the left, and you got to figure you're up a touchdown on a team like this. That 3 yards in a cloud of dust play, it looks looking pretty appealing. Bailey gets rid of it to Jones. Not going to get much on that play as he's swallowed up.
And just as we say, hey, yeah, let's keep running the ball, they pass it. So, it shows what we know about.
Right.
That's why we're up here and not coaching. So
give him a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Blue Jays. Would love to move the chains again here. Two receivers left, 2 right. Bailey in the shotgun. He's got a running back off his left hip. He's going to put it in the air.
There goes
here.
Collier again. Oh.
And almost a great catch. That was A.J. King. Ball was thrown behind him, so he had to kind of adjust. Threw the right hand out there. Couldn't rein it in. Blue Jays will have to punt.
Yeah, it looked like people are, in the stands were yelling a little bit. It looked like he had his hands around his hips a little bit there. The defender did and was pulling him, but there's no flag on the play. And so, it's going to take us to 4th down here.
So as an official, does the fact that ball was underthrown and thrown behind him, does that affect your decision at all with that hand around the hip?
A little bit, but, still you have to keep in mind just your – like I said, your different kind of categories for pass interference.
Smith's punt's going to roll all the way down to the 7-yard line. And the Blue Jays are making us look like geniuses here because, again, they're winning that field position battle. So you're going to make that high-powered 10 yards per carry offense go 90-plus yards again, and that's something that the Mound Builders haven't proven they've been able to do against this Blue Jay defense.
Now, the Blue Jay defense has done a really outstanding job of keeping that Builder offense in check today. So far, let's see here what happens. As an official, you kind of want to think, as each team comes out for their first possession, it's going to be the most intense part of, of the game is at the beginning and right here at the beginning of the second half. So I'm sure that the Mound Builder offense wants to kind of establish that line of scrimmage as well as what the Blue Jays did.
Absolutely. Odom gives it off to Stewart here, who gets a good first down carry. Looks like give him 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Mound Builders. Brief huddle. Odom in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Running back off his left hip is Stewart. Odom puts it in the air. It's going to be brought in on the far side.
And it looks like it's going to be enough for a first down.
Give him 5 yards on that one, out to the 19-yard line. Sundgren on the reception.
Yeah, you can see here the Blue Jays have a 3-man front on defense. They got 3 down linemen and trying to get pressure here by bringing somebody on the outside. It looks like he's going to try to run it up the middle, and there's Dusty Daigle to put a hit on him, number 10, and then got helped by a swarm of Blue Jays.
Brought down by number 10 for the Blue Jays, Dusty Daigle.
Dusty Daigle on the stop there. Odom on the keeper. Still going to get about 3 yards. Actually, 4 yards it looks like. So 2nd and 6 for the Mound Builders. Odom in the shotgun. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass is Odom. Puts it in the air. And that pass is complete to number 81. That's Hunter Reeves, the sophomore from Farmington, Arkansas.
I think that's his 2nd reception tonight. We don't have official stats up here, but I remember mentioning his name earlier. And once again, the Mound Builders come out with a quick snap here.
Odom in the shotgun, back to pass.
Looks to his left and then throws to his right, and it's going to be caught by Smith over there at the 42-yard line.
Smith was right at the marker. I believe he got it. No.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, the thing with officiating is you always want to start on a line and try to, looks like, I don't know, he's over there talking. I don't know why they're not moving him. There we go. So it looks like it's going to be a first down once again for the Mound Builders. And once again, they come out with a quick snap here, and it's going to be a designed run that goes nowhere. So
Odom up the middle, but he is dropped there by number 35.
And that's Darian Gibbs here from McPherson, Kansas. I just talked to his grandpa and his dad right down here before the game today. So,
are they sitting right below me?
Yeah, they're sitting right down here below us. So shout out to them. Made the drive over from McPherson, Kansas to watch Darian play today.
Mound Builders going to reset here. They've had some success just going with a hurry up, but lost 2 on that one. 2nd and 12 at their own 40-yard line. Blue Jays would love a 3rd and long here.
Yeah.
Odom in the shotgun gets rid of it, breaking 1 tackle, and run out of bounds is number 11.
That's at Matthew Holthusen again, and did a nice job making the defender miss. And then, gets driven out of bounds with a nice little gain here. So that puts him in a pretty good spot here on 3rd down to try to get the first down at 3rd and 5. So, or 3rd and 6.
Yep.
We'll see what the Blue Jay defense has in store right here. They might be bringing some pressure.
3rd and 5 for the Mound Builders. James Odom, the quarterback. In the shotgun, he's got tight trips to the left. Going to send a man in motion. We'll even things out here. He's back to pass, looking for the running back. Blue Jays took that away. Odom running for his life, but Smith gets away. Nobody's going to catch him. Smith is going to scamper into the end zone. That's going to be about a 55-yard, call it 53-yard touchdown. Odom to Smith.
Yeah, it's got to be really frustrating for the defense there. They had the quarterback in the backfield and had him scrambling, and then Smith just broke free behind the defense and unfortunately converted right there and got 6 points. So it's got to be frustrating for that defense, who's played really great today.
Yeah, I mean, a broken play, you come up to support your line there, and then Smith just got behind the defense. Great heads-up play there by Odom.
And looks like Preston Fancher from Piedmont, Oklahoma puts the extra point up and in. So it's going to be all tied here with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left, 14-14.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Gardner, you just pull the troops together, say, hey, that happens. What little I know of Gardner, he's going to coach them up and get them going here. You're still in this game. All kinds of time left. Would love to put points on the board here to get back on top in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, so that's one of those things that just sometimes happens, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And looked like on that play right there, they got lucky. So
yeah, you saw on that replay just and you called it as soon as Odom broke that tackle. And you could see Smith, and you could just see it happen before it happened.
Yeah.
I could hear you say, "Oh no," because no one was going to catch him.
Yeah.
Kickoff here, that might go out of the back of the end zone. King's going to take it from a yard deep. Does get by the 20 though, and out to around the 25. So
It looks like they're going to mark it, right at the 25.
So no harm, no foul. I don't know that Coach Gardner wanted that to happen, but same result. The Blue Jays will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Yeah, so we don't know if Coach Gardner wanted it to happen, but you always want the ball in your playmaker's hands, and A.J. King is definitely a playmaker. So,
absolutely.
So you never know what's going to happen. He could break one right there, but that was a nice job by him to get the ball back out here to the 25-yard line.
Bailey in the shotgun. Tight trips to the right. King is in motion. He's going to give it up the middle. That is Devin Jones off the right-hand side, and he's going to get the first down, I believe.
Looks like he's going to be just a yard short, but it was a great effort by him, and running off that left-hand or the right-hand side there with number 67 for the Blue Jays, which is Tyler Holloway, and number 61, Michael Reed. So nice job by the offensive line there to get him some openings.
So 2nd and 1 for the Blue Jays on their own 34. High snap, Bailey reins it in, gives it off to Jones up the left side this time, and he will get enough for the first down and a couple of more. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 38-yard line, moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, nice job of the offense here to keep the ball and move the chains here, especially after that disappointing touchdown that was just given up there. So it's kind of opportunity here to get their spirits back up and give the defense a rest over here on the sideline.
Bailey, another high snap, brings it in. Nice pass, though, dropped.
Yeah, just a little low there to Tyson Dozier, and Tyson can't get his hands underneath it and bring it in. So
yeah, I think Tyson would tell you he would have liked to come up with that, even though it wasn't a great throw. Would have liked to get his hands underneath that, but 2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays here. Clock stops. Chance to reset things a little bit.
Sure.
A little bit of new personnel.
Actually, yeah, I think Dusty came out and then came back in. So
I think you're right.
Or Tyson Dozier, sorry, number 8.
We get a whistle now. The far back judge here.
Yeah, they have walkie-talkies that they're talking to each other over, so I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll have
Please reset the game clock to 7:45. 7:45.
And the official that blew the whistle had a coach from the Mound Builders in his ear as well.
Yeah, I didn't really see. Looks like they got a reset here, and we're going to be ready to go here.
All right, so Bailey in the backfield in the shotgun. He's got Jones off his left hip, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Fake to Jones, and then Bailey's going to keep it. Haven't seen that play for a while. Got 2 yards out of it. Going to get to the 40-yard line, be 3rd and 8 for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, looks like Mound Builders are going to bring in some different defensive linemen here. So they're thinking pass here on 3rd down. So they brought in 3 new defensive linemen here. We'll see what happens. See what the Blue Jays can dial up here to hopefully keep that ball and move the chains one more time.
Bailey calls for it and gets it. He's going to put it in the air across the middle to number 12. That is Holden Key. Didn't quite get it. He's going to come up about 2 yards short. Blue Jays offense is going to stay on the field, and nope, here comes the punt team now.
Yeah.
I think you saw Bailey, and then you saw Devin Jones kind of turn their back to Coach Gardner a little bit, saying, "No, we want to stay out here," but that's not going to fly. So here comes the punter for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Broderick Smith, number 91's out here again.
Smith has had a good night with that line drive kick, and I wondered if this would happen.
Dusty Daigle and number 80, Jonah Baca from Santa Fe, New Mexico, in on that tackle. So that's another nice punt there. He had a nice spiral and it turned over. So it's a good job. Hopefully we flip the field here a little bit and we can get a stop here on the offense and get that ball back.
Mound Builders going to be at their own 19-yard line. Had to start from back here most of the night. All kinds of problems on that. Boy, the officials look flat-footed there.
Oh, this is going to be intercepted. Yes.
And that is intercepted by number 38 for the Blue Jays.
Is that number? Yeah, 38.
That is Isaiah Becquerel.
Yeah, he's from Sanger, California. So shout out to everybody out there in California. Once again, it was a great play by him. And when that ball went up, I was like, oh, this is going to be a little short. Joe Smith isn't going to be able to run under this one. And he did a nice job playing defense there. And once again, the Blue Jay defense has really stepped up tonight and done a great job.
Yeah, second interception on the night for the Blue Jays. So talk to me about that play, because it looked all the world to me like it should have been blown dead. So you tell me what you think there. I don't know if we've got the replay of it or not. We're going to have another play here, but
it looked a little wonky at the beginning. I'll say that for sure. But I think what happened is the snapper snapped it, and not everybody was on the same page.
Okay.
And so I think that's why it looked a little bit weird. Right here. So I think he snapped it, and the other lineman didn't really move. And so that's why it looked kind of strange to us up here.
And I wonder if Odom thought maybe he had a free play just winging it up there. Bailey going to take it himself to the left-hand side. Got his head ripped off, but he's going to come away with his head and a couple of yards. 2nd and 8 for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was a high tackle there by Corbin Williams, his senior from Wichita, Kansas. He looked like he went to Campus High School. Yeah, he did. Went up high, and he was lucky to come away with his head on that one. So
Blue Jays will have it here 2nd and 8 from their own 41-yard line. Bailey in the shotgun. They have 2 flanker backs, it looks like, and then 2 receivers right, 1 left. King in motion, fake to him. Bailey up the middle. He's going to get to about, they're going to mark him at the 45. So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Blue Jays. Clock going to wind to under 5 minutes here by the time we get this play off here in the 3rd quarter. Teams have played to a draw so far, 14 apiece.
Yeah. So it's been pretty quick quarters here. Like I said earlier, there's not much going out of bounds, not many incomplete passes. So
Bailey's going to put it in the air here, gets flushed out of the pocket.
That's going to be trouble. Doggone it.
That is tipped and then intercepted by number 2.
That's Byron Johnson.
Johnson Jr.
out of College Station, Texas. So Blue Jays had a nice interception and unfortunately give the ball right back here.
Yeah, that's one of those that's going to go against the quarterback in the stats, but he put it on the receiver, just got tipped right into the arms of Johnson Jr. there. And the Mound Builders with a little bit of advantage now. They've got the ball in Blue Jay territory. It's going to be on the 46-yard line of the Blue Jays. Defense going to have to step up here.
Yeah, like you said earlier, I don't think they've actually started with the ball over here on this side of the 50 very much today, and so they've won the field position battle. But right now, we'll see what the defense can do with them starting on our side of the 50.
Odom gets rid of it here. Pass to the running back off the left-hand side. Gets him about 5 yards. As that goes to Stewart on the swing-out pass. Smythe. So I wondered about that for the receiver number 10 is Smythe, not Smith. I'll take responsibility for that. That's This is going to go to the running back up the middle is number 22, Chris Collier-Surley.
Oh, that's the first time he's ran the ball tonight, I believe. So,
and he's going to get the ball close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Blue Jays need a stop here. Might have to stop them twice. The Mound Builders shift here to an empty backfield. Odom going to run up under center.
And he's not going to get it.
Go for that tush push. Ball's on the ground. And the Blue Jays come up with it. Let's see who comes up with a football. That is number
Daigle.
10. Dusty Daigle. I didn't have to look for his name this time.
No.
Big play by the Blue Jay defense.
And you know when when you're playing a ranked team, you definitely don't want to turn the ball over, and you definitely want to win the turnover battle. So I'm not sure that one of their coaches is not happy about something, but you can see here.
Well, one of the officials, and again I'm going to ask for your expertise here. One of the officials was calling the play dead. See, okay, but he still called it. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I thought maybe when he was calling the play dead, he was calling it no fumble, but then right away after that, he pointed.
Now, he started to run in, but he didn't make any signal, so technically the play's still alive. So,
Well, it's going to be handed off to Collier here.
Yeah, Collier. So, yeah, that's definitely a turnover there. So you don't want to win that turnover battle today, and the Blue Jays are doing a nice job of that.
Collier gets about 3 yards. 2.5, we'll call it.
Ooh.
And movement here on the near side.
Yeah.
By number 11, that's Weston Rock.
Looks like not everybody.
False start. Offense number 1. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Looks like not everybody was on the same page there because A.J. King turned and ran up the field and was on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, so that's why that foul was on him.
Yeah, saw Rock move here as well. But
yeah.
So going to give up some yards here. Be 2nd and 12.5 now. Bailey in the shotgun. Again, we expected a 2-quarterback set. Coach not even giving me all the information. Bailey has played the whole game. He's going to get it off to number 12.
And that's Key once again. So
Holden Key, the redshirt freshman, making some contributions here. First home game of the year. And going to gain about 7.5 yards. 3rd and 5 for the Blue Jays. Big down here. We've got 2 minutes, 20 seconds and counting in the 3rd quarter. Blue Jays would love to put together a sustained drive. Bailey in the shotgun. He's going to send King in motion. King is set now, and Bailey will put it in the air and knocked away. Great defense there by number 5. That's going to be Britt Wishin.
Yeah, Holden Key had good position on that, but the ball seemed just a little bit behind him, and number 5, made a great play on the ball. And punt team's coming out. We're going to give the ball back to the Mound Builders.
Yeah,
so we've had 3 turnovers here, almost back-to-back on possessions to begin the half, and they except for that touchdown, but nothing has come of them on either when we've had the ball or when they've had it.
Well, Smith has had a great night. He's going to continue at that, and Blue Jays able to corral the receiver here right around the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 11-yard line. That's number 5, Noah Roberts.
Yeah, once again, Broderick Smith had a great night punting and sent him, back inside the 10 to receive that. So that was a great job by the punter and special teams once again coming through. So they had great coverage on that and did a nice job corralling him and keeping him down there inside that almost close to that 10-yard line.
All right, here come the Mound Builders from their own 11. Odom in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. He's going to give it up the middle off the right-hand side here. Can't see the number.
Yeah, that was 22 again. So that's Collier Surly.
Collier Surly on the carry.
So Surly's going to get about 4. Be 2nd and 6 for the Mound Builder.
Second down.
See that. Full moon in the background.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's, I don't know if you guys can see, you can't really see that at home, but there's it's got the full moon right over the backdrop here of the football field, so it's really pretty from our angle.
Odom's going to give it off again. I think he maybe wanted to keep it, but gives it to the right side. Running back's going to be brought out of bounds. I believe he got it. He did. And there's a flag after the play.
Flag on the play.
Wait and see what that call is.
Well, I think they're going to call him for taking him down out of bounds over here, but we'll see what the announcement is.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 47. 15 yards, automatic first down.
So after the play here.
Yeah, I think they're going to call him for tackling him and taking him to the ground out of bounds. So it's not something you really want to see, especially when the play half starts. You know, the tackling starts inbounds and it just kind of carries over to out of bounds. But the Mound Builders are going to get 15 yards of penalty right there.
If that's the call, yeah, it's tough for the defender. I mean, you've got coaches in your ear all week. Finish the play, finish the play.
Yeah.
So Odom in the shotgun here. Trips to the left. He's going to put it in the air quickly. Wide receiver screen to number 19, and Blue Jays all over it. Number 19 is Aiden Koenig.
Yeah, you had Dusty Daigle and you had Cam Pear in there. We also had number 38, Isaiah Besserell. So, nice job by the Blue Jay defense there.
2-yard loss on the play. The 2nd and 12 from their own 35-yard line. Odom in the shotgun. Once again, going to put it up in the air. Was looking for the quick pass, got flushed out of the pocket. Will get a few yards, but Blue Jays all over that one as well. Call it a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 8 for the Mound Builders.
Yeah, we had Vic Sama and Dusty Daigle in there, and as well as I believe number 44.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
That Elliot Leichenmeyer. So we're going to go to quarter here. So it's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. We're all tied up, 14-14. So.
All right, so we're going to step away for just a second here for the quarter break, and we'll be back to get to the 4th quarter here in Hillsborough, Kansas. All right, back at Joel H. Weens Stadium here in Hillsborough, Kansas. Tabor College and Southwestern in a battle here. 3rd and 8 for the Mound Builders. Ball in the air. What a catch on the far sideline.
Odom's pass is complete to Koenig.
Koenig is going to rein that one in. Big play for the Mound Builders. Not only do they get the first down, they get the ball into Blue Jay territory. 1st and 10. Again, we've played to a draw so far. Mound Builders ranked 14th in the country.
I'm not sure what happened there. They had a Mound Builders sent a lineman out and had a lineman come in, so I'm not sure if somebody got hurt or helmet came off or what. So, but they had a little substitution there.
Hold him in the shotgun. Going to send a man in motion. Going to throw it to him on the kick out. Blue Jays have been all over these, but way more yards than they wanted. That Stewart is going to get all the way to the 32, maybe 33-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like we had it covered, and Stewart did a nice job of slipping through there to get some extra yards after the catch.
Well, the official on the far side was the one I was watching, and she moved all the way back now to the 34. Odom gives it off to Stewart again. He's going to get around the left side all the way to the 15. Flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, Stewart's pretty fast there. Made that corner, and not a lot of guys can do that. That was really good speed by him. But, yeah, we have a flag on the play. It looks like it might be holding.
Yeah, Mound Builders are walking back.
And it looks like there's a Blue Jay down over there. So we're going to have a timeout for the announcement and a timeout for injury.
Holding. Offense. Number 9. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Gee, it's almost like you're an official or something. So that one, I didn't see it. I was kind of behind. Odom got me on the fake. So I didn't see Stewart with the ball, but it's all for naught. It'll come back.
Yeah, it's from the spot of the foul though, so it's gonna be 1st and about 5, I think. I don't think, or 1st and about 5 if they're from the 19-yard line. Anyway, it's like we got a player down with a cramp here. I'm not sure what number that. Oh, that's Cam Pear, number 2, that had a cramp over there. So get that loosened up and have him walk off the field and get some fluid in him and have him sit out of play.
So, yeah, ball's going to be spotted at the 29-yard line. So you're right about 1st and 5 for the Mound Builders.
As an official, you like to be right. So if you can see the scoreboard right now, everything's at 14. You got 14 to 14 is the score, and there's 14 left here in the game. So, well, Blue Jay defense has done a really nice job of corralling the offense of the Mound Builders, so we really need to stop right here.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10.
Well, that's not right.
From the 29-yard line. I was going to ask you about that, but
no, they shouldn't be moving the chains right now. I can tell you that. So it should be 1st and 5.
Odom's going to drop back to pass. Puts it up in the air, has the receiver over the middle. That's number 11 is Holthusen. And they're going to move the chains again. Mound Builders are going to run up to the line. Now they're going to reset it.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and goal inside the 10 for the Mound Builder.
All for naught on the moving of the chains because it didn't make any difference. It's 1st and goal right here from the 9-yard line for the Mound Builders.
Hold him in the shotgun.
Bringing some defense or bringing some pressure here, and
pass to the corner is going to be complete for the touchdown.
That's number 19. And is that Koenig, number 19 for the Mound Builders with the touchdown there. So
9-yard pass is going to put the Mound Builders in front with 13 minutes, 44 seconds to go. Pending the extra point here. Snap is good. A little bit of a low snap. Good job by the holder there. Kick is good. So with 13 minutes and 44 seconds to go in your fourth quarter, the Mound Builders have come back to lead it here. Mound Builders were down 14-7 at half. They've scored all 14 points here of this second half. The first scoring play was a little bit of luck on a broken play. This one, they pretty well shoved it down the Blue Jays' throats there. Kind of a fast-paced offense, didn't let the Blue Jays get set a lot, and just moved right down the field for that 9-yard pass to Koenig in the back corner of the end zone, about halfway in for the touchdown. So we'll see what the Blue Jays can do here. Haven't been able to get a ton of offense going here in the second half.
Yeah, no, it's been a tough row to hoe here for the Blue Jays this second half. So
King all the way back for the Blue Jays. Looks like it's going to go to one of the up man here.
Yep.
And he's going to get across the 25 to the 26.
Schaefer's kick is returned by number 11, Weston Rock.
Weston Rock on the return there. So we'll see what the Blue Jays can do. All kinds of time, all kinds of field on their own 26.
Yeah, so we'll see what Coach Gardner and his staff have dialed up here for this possession. So.
All right, so Bailey in the shotgun. He's going to go back to pass. Gets it over the middle to King.
Yeah.
King on that drag route's going to get all the way to the 40-yard line. So good. I'm sorry. The
36-yard line here. But, yeah, great play there to start out this drive. So should be moving the chains right now. Should be a first down. So,
That's good, Brian.
yeah, it's a nice job getting the ball in A.J. King's hands again here to start this drive off and get a nice first down.
Bailey's going to fake the handoff on the quarterback option there. Go to the left. Good yardage there, about 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, he pulled that ball, and there was really nobody over here on the left side, and so he did a nice job of just putting his head down and getting some good yards.
Yeah, definitely that was an RPO, but Bailey knew right away what he was going to do. He saw that defensive end get sucked in and went right at him. King in motion. Bailey going to roll to the right. Tried to get King, threw it a little bit behind him. King still almost came up with it.
Yeah, it looked like there was just a guy out there kind of got his hand up. I don't know if that kind of threw off Bailey or what, but that ball wasn't exactly on target and went off his hands here to make it 3rd and 5.
Blue Jays need a first down here. Bailey in the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. He's going to put it in the air. Nope, he's going down. Number 91 for the Mound Builders is Elijah Maroney.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but he dropped back to pass, and the defense was on him really fast. So Bailey could not do anything with it except just kind of tuck it away and just keep possession of it and just go down with it.
So Smith out to punt yet again. Might have some work to do to get it inside the 20. Good kick, though.
Yeah.
He's going to be fielded at the 21.
Yeah.
Broken tackle and up to about the 31, so give him 10 yards on the return there.
Yeah, that was Noah Roberts with the return there. And I did a nice job making that first line of people miss and had a pretty good return here, about 10 or 12 yards.
So still on the Mound Builder side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 31 for Southwestern. So let's see here. So Blue Jays need a stop. They're going to need their defense to step up here. We've got 11 minutes, 54 seconds to go. Time not an issue just yet, but Mound Builders have controlled this second half, put 14 points on the board. You'd love to see the Blue Jays step up here. Odom going to get it off quickly to the near side.
Odom's pass is complete.
To 19, that's Koenig again. And that's going to be enough for a first down.
Pushed out of bounds by Gregory.
Yeah, Camper, who was injured earlier with a cramp, is back out there for the Blue Jays on that right side. So
Odom in the shotgun. One receiver to the near side, two to the far side. He's going to put it in the air once again. It's been these quick little passes. Koenig unable to get up to get that one. He had a receiver ready to make him pay if he did receive it. That's 27 is
Bryant Reeves,
Bryant
from
Reeves.
Wabunty High School. So yeah, was doing a nice job of making him hear some footsteps. So
for sure.
He kind of T-Rexed that one a little bit with short arms and didn't bring it in. So nice job there by the defense.
Odom gives it off to number 24. He's going to break some tackles down the near side all the way to about the 45-yard line.
That's the first time we've Joshua Mazik.
Pushed out of bounds by Dusty Daigle.
And Dusty Daigle on the tackle there. It looks like the Blue Jays might be trying to call timeout. Try to rally the troops here a little bit. Try to rally the troops and kind of circle the wagon and get everybody on the same page.
Yep. Coach Gardner trying to settle everything down here. Ball's on the 40-yard line. And again, the Blue Jays came out on top in the first half 14-7, and they haven't played poorly in the second half, but the Mound Builders definitely have stepped it up a couple of notches on offense, and they've done just enough on defense where the Blue Jays can get a first down or two and then the drive stalls out. And they have to punt, or on that last possession for the Blue Jays, the Mound Builders defense stepped up with a third down sack. So
we just haven't been able to get anything going here, and like you said, the offenses for the Mound Builders has picked it up a little bit, and gone with some short passes and just kind of driven the ball down the field with those short passes, and then mixing in of some running plays. So hopefully that timeout really going to help our defense and kind of get everybody on the same page.
Here come the Mound Builders. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Blue Jays. Odom going to go under center this time.
Yeah, it looks like we got Joshua Mazik back here in the backfield.
Mazik's going to get it off the right-hand side, and flag on the play in the area of holding for sure.
Yeah. So that was a pretty big hole, and sometimes you get holes like that when you have holding. So we'll see what the call is here.
Holding. Offense number 51. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Blue Jays will take it. It stops the clock, and
you can see him holding on to Vic Sama right there on that replay. So Vic Sama was trying to get away, but and Vic Sama is kind of hard to hold. So, but he had a pretty good hold on him that time, and you could see Vic Sama had his feet taken away from him with the holding call, and so that was an easy pickup there by the White Hat. So good job on calling that one.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Mound Builders. They are at midfield now. Odom in the shotgun. Trips to the left. Going to send the running back there as well. Nice play there by Dusty Daigle. Got his hand up and just kind of disrupted the play. I don't think he got a finger on it. He just got his hand up and disrupted it enough.
Yeah, he just kind of made him take his eye off it or something. But, yeah, he could not bring that in. So, yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 20 here for the Mound Builders. And
you could see Odom put his hand on his head because he had some room if he'd have caught that ball. But 2nd and 20. Two receivers right, one left.
Yeah, Mazik in the backfield here. Looks like he's going to go out in the flat on the. Oh, right.
Picked off, and he's got some room to run down the near sideline. Still going. Almost lost the football, but coming down with it.
Yeah, Bryant Reeves out of Wabaunsee with that interception there, and that's going to be what the Blue Jays need right here.
That is absolutely what the doctor ordered. That is the 4th turnover now for the Mound Builders. 3 interceptions and a lost fumble. And we'll see.
Yeah, that ball was just a little high, and number 19 there, Koenig, could not bring that in.
And that's what we saw in the last possession, kind of the T-Rex in it a little bit. You know, when your quarterback's going to hang you out to dry and make you extend your arms and expose your back like that, that's a tough play.
Yeah, nobody wants to be in that position, but yeah, that's a great play by the defense there, and here comes your Blue Jay offense.
So here come the Blue Jays. They are at the 24-yard line of the Mound Builders. King in motion. He's going to get it on the swing pass.
Made the first guy miss, second guy miss, and so, yeah, he's kind of exciting to watch out there with his footwork and speed. So it looked like they could have had him at the line of scrimmage, but he made a couple of guys miss and picked up 5 yards on the play.
Well, you called it in the first quarter. You want to get it in the hands of your best player or one of your best players, and King, yeah, exciting to watch. 5 yards, 2nd and 5 for the Blue Jays, who would love to put this ball in the end zone and square things up once again. So man in motion to the near side. Bailey's going to give it off to the running back off the left side.
That's Cameron Collier there with a nice little run. Looks like maybe he's pretty close to a first down. So it looks like it's going to be a first down. So
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Ball's on the 14-yard line.
So after the turnover here, we've had 2 plays and 5 yards each, and so it's going to be first down. Keep moving that in there. So we got 9:30 on the clock here with the clock running. So once again here, being behind, the clock's not our friend. So we really need to get a touchdown here on this possession.
Bailey in the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. He's going to give it off to the running back again. That's Collier.
It looks like he picked up 2 on that one. So,
yep, a yard, maybe 2. It's like about a yard, be 2nd and 9. Blue Jays looking over for the play here. Not in a real big hurry. You know, the Mound Builders can gain some yards as well. Want to give that defense who just got you the ball back, want to give them as much rest as possible. But you're the Blue Jays. You got to get this one in the end zone. Bailey going to put it in the air to the corner. Did he come down with it?
No,
he did not.
That was a good play there by the defense to rip that ball out of his hands.
Yeah, a couple of defenders over there and one coming over to help. So
yeah. Looked like Jace White, maybe number 19 is the one, or number 12 actually. Number 12 there, Adrian Holman, is the one who ripped the ball out of his hands. But yeah, it's a nice position there, kind of a back shoulder play from Bailey over there. But yeah, he just couldn't come down with it.
So 3rd and 9 for the Blue Jays. They need to get the 3-yard line here. Gotta think this is 4-down territory either way.
Yeah.
But Bailey gonna put it in the air. Over the middle, has his receiver in for the touchdown.
Woo! Big play there by Cameron Collier to catch that. He kind of looked like he bobbled it a little bit and then collected it. And then turned and ran into the end zone. But yeah, we needed 7 there for sure, or at least a touchdown there. See what Lane Clark can do here with the extra point.
And that was Collier, you say?
Yeah, it's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And were they at the 12-yard line? I believe that was a 12-yard pass.
Yep. Yeah, there's a nice little 12-yard pass there right across the middle. So both teams kind of taking advantage of the middle of the field here tonight. So nice job by Bailey to get that and put it down. And it's going to be all tied here with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Blue Jays showing some resilience here. Hadn't scored in the second half, but able to knot things up at 21. And you just, you got to love the fight. You know, it's tough when you lose the lead. It's almost tougher sometimes when you lose the lead to a ranked opponent. You know, you can think, oh man, now we're never going to get back up there. But things are all knotted up. We've got 8 minutes, 21 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
That was a great job there by Coach Gardner to call that timeout and kind of rally the troops, you know, when we're on defense. And since that point right there, it's been mostly Blue Jays with the interception, the return, and then with the offense going down the field here and scoring that touchdown. So nice job by Coach Gardner there to get that and kind of get everybody on the same page.
Kicks in the air, kind of a short kick, going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. Gotten across the 25.
Yeah, he's being driven backwards. I don't know why we're blowing the whistle here. I was going to say we should be blowing the whistle here. When you're going backwards like that, nothing good can happen. So we're going to get that play killed.
Sam Nordis on the tackle there for the Blue Jays. He made the initial hit. And so here come the Mound Builders. They got the ball on their own 28-yard line, 1st and 10. They've been able to move the ball fairly efficiently here in the second half. But Blue Jays came up with that big turnover. They'd love another one, but they'd also love a stop with 4 or 5 minutes to go to get back on top here. Either way, I think we're in for a pretty exciting 8 minutes of football.
Yeah, I think our defense is ready to step up here. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here by the Mound Builders here.
Timeout. Southwestern.
I don't know if the play
That's
clock
their
was
first
going
charge
down
timeout of the half.
or what. But
yeah, I didn't get my eyes up to the play clock in time before it reset when they called the timeout. But
I think it was 8 seconds left, but they had plenty of time to kind of get that off. But anyway, it's going to be the Mound Builders' first time out of the half. So each team's used one.
So on the last couple of drives, the Mound Builders have been going with those short passes, but Odom all of a sudden has been throwing those hook passes a little bit high, leaving the receiver out to dry. The first one, it sailed out of bounds, no harm, no foul, but the second one, we talked about it before, that receiver's just going to be reluctant to go up there and expose their back to the defender like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, shout out here to the Tabor College cheerleaders and Coach Matlock. And so coaches do a nice job with the cheerleaders there, so good job to them. And I don't know if you've ever seen the mascot here tonight. He's been riding around on a little hoverboard all night. So I don't know how they do that, especially with his head covered up like that. But
my son was talking about that on all the stunts he does on the hoverboard. Odom going to keep it himself, has some room. Not going to quite get to the first down marker, but 8 yards on first down. Almost looked like a design run there. He went back and then tucked it right away.
Yeah, I think that was a design run. And Elliot Loschenmeyer there with the tackle for the Blue Jays.
So Mound Builders have 2nd and 2.
I was going to say, but they did get 8 yards on that, so.
Ball goes up the middle, first down and a lot more, almost to midfield there, a couple of yards short. It's going to be number 9.
Yeah, it looks like our defense here, defensive linemen are getting a little tired. So yeah, we're at a 3-man front, and they're just kind of pushing us back and pushing us up the field here, and got a couple of nice 8-yard runs there. So this must be where they get their averages here late in the game.
That's right.
Coming in, they had a 10-yard average.
Sundgren in the backfield. He's going to come to the right here. Odom flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he didn't get 8 yards that time, did he? So.
And that's number 0.
Yeah, with Moe La'atua. on the tackle there. He kind of got flushed up by somebody else, and then Moe kind of took care of business.
So that's going to be a 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14 for the Mound Builders.
Yeah, Dusty Daigle kind of pushed him up the field there. And then La Tua put the finishing touches on that play. So that was a nice way to answer there by the defense after those 2 nice runs that the Mound Builders had.
Odom in the shotgun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to put it in the air, going deep, and he's got, that's Koenig on the near side.
And knocked out of bounds there by Luke Edwards.
Edwards just behind him.
Kind of hit the gap there in that little zone there between the between number 27 Bryant Reeves and him, and so
quick snap here. Ball going to go up the middle to number 9. That's Sundgren. But you know, the Mound Builders had been running that hook play so much that they ran a stop and go, and the Blue Jays just weren't ready for it. Now they're in hurry up.
Yeah, they're just kind of running that quick snap and handing off to the running back here.
And Sundgren again is going to get close to the first down. Yep, they're going to move the chains. And so the Mound Builders responding here. Ball on the 16-yard line already. Clock running, winds down under 5.5 minutes to go. Mound Builders reset here.
Let's go defense. We need a stop or a turnover right here.
Odom sends a man in motion. He's going to give it up the middle once again. And a rugby scrum there.
Yeah.
Coming out is number 24. That's Mazik. Got a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Give him a yard.
Yeah, he kind of got stopped there, and a host of Blue Jays surrounded him and started pushing him back. So it's a nice job there by the defensive line to kind of put a stop on that.
And now you got to wonder if the Mound Builders won't slow it down a little bit, because you know, you got to figure for at least 3 points, and then you don't want to let the Blue Jays have much time. Man in motion here. Odom's going to put it in the air.
Oh, and once again it's high.
Almost picked off. Great defense there by the Blue Jays. Is going to force a 3rd down. Boy, there was so many blue jerseys in the vicinity. I wonder if that's not why it wasn't picked off. They were going for the tackle there. Yep.
Yeah.
Great defense.
Little tip drill there. So, yeah. One of those, once again, Odom's pass is high and not on target, and almost had a Blue Jay turnover here. But, yeah, it's 3rd down and long.
Empty backfield here for Odom.
Yep.
Hard snap count.
Trying to draw him off, and Blue Jays weren't biting on that. We got the crowd into it now. They're cheering and trying to get the defense to step up here.
2 receivers on either side. Empty backfield for Odom. He's going to run it up the middle.
Designed run, doggone it.
And he's going to get it on that push.
Got the scrum going there, so yeah, it looks like I don't know where it's going to be a first down. It looks like from where the officials standing. So it's going to be first down and goal at the 5.
Blue Jays were dropping back.
They're going to run some kind of crazy play here. Look, they got a gate going out to the left there. They got some linemen out there, and they're going to run it over here to the right.
Odom puts it in the air, and there it is.
No, it's going to be, that one's low.
Incomplete.
Odom's pass is incomplete.
So, yeah, they had a little swinging gate there. They had sent 3 linemen and a tight end over to the left side, and then ran the play on a quick snap over here to the right. Fortunately for the Blue Jays here, that pass was not on target. It was just a little bit low and kind of bounced off the turf.
So clock sits 4 seconds shy of 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Blue Jays need to stop. 2nd and goal from the 5. Odom going to be under center. Don't see this a whole lot from him so far.
Nope, and you got Jaden Sundgren in the backfield with him there.
And Sundgren's going to be brought down either behind or right at the line of scrimmage, and that is Leatawa. So it is third down.
Oh, big play here. You know, it's probably 4-down territory unless they go for it. If they don't get it, then they're going to kick it. But you can kind of see here the camera's bouncing a little bit, and that's just the people on their feet here cheering on the Blue Jay defense, hoping for a stop.
Odom in the shotgun. He's got Sundgren right next to him. Sundgren's going to roll out.
Oh, he's under pressure.
And Odom able to get rid of it high up in the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Whoa.
Flag at the end of the play, though.
I'd like to see this again. If this is pass interference, the ball's going to be at the 2-yard line. They're going to have an automatic first down. So
the Blue Jays are acting like they don't like the call. We'll wait and see what it is here.
I'd like to see a replay
Pass
of this.
interference. Defense, number 2. Ball be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
It was a really late flag, too. After the play was over. Yeah, if we could see the replay here.
Oh, I don't see anything there.
Yeah, and she threw it just really late.
Well, that's disappointing for the Blue Jay defense because they had stopped him right there. That should be 4th down right here. I'm not sure what she was calling.
But doesn't matter what we think. Odom in the shotgun here. He's going to
hand it off and
hand it off.
Stop him there and push him back to the 5-yard line. So great job by the defense.
Sundgren on the carry. He's going to get pushed back a yard, maybe 2. But the one thing that does besides giving the Mound Builders the ball is it gives them the opportunity to run this clock all the way down. So the ball is just inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's true here. We're at 2:28 on the clock, so they're going to get one more play and then the 2-minute warning probably. So
Odom keeps it.
It's like we got
rolls to his right.
Yes.
He's going to get sacked there by number 47. That is Caden Seibel.
Yeah, Caden Seibel there with a great play on defense.
Big play there by the sophomore linebacker.
Tabor. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
And Tabor's going to make them run a play before the 2-minute warning.
So it's probably good clock management here by Coach Gardner to kind of save some time. So because the clock's going to keep running and go all the way down to 2 minutes there on that tackle for loss. So good job by Seibel though to get that nice play on defense. Get that stop.
Seibel, the 5'11" sophomore from Andover, Kansas. You know, NAIA, you see a lot of in-state players, but, you know, being from South Dakota, I haven't been around much. In NAIA up in South Dakota, it's going to be mostly South Dakota kids. Here, it seems like it's not. It's more, you know, you see a lot of Oklahoma kids, but kind of from all over.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, they do a good job recruiting all over. If they have a player they think that's going to help them out, they're going to bring him in. So yeah, there's quite a few Kansas kids on the roster, it looks like. But, yeah, you got some New Jersey and California and Texas, Alabama. I know there's one guy on here that's from Calgary, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they do. They come from all over and try to help the Blue Jays win.
So Seibel's sack pushes the Mound Builders all the way back to the 11-yard line. They'll be 3rd and goal from the 11. Odom going to go under center here. No, I'm sorry. He's in the shotgun.
Yeah.
Hard snap.
He's got Collier Surley back there in the backfield with him. He's going to switch sides, going from the right to the left, and then goes in motion. So we'll see what happens here.
So the pass was incomplete. We'll see if they call it a pass or a fumble.
Yeah, they called that a pass. It was it was forward. So they're going to bring out their field goal unit, and the Blue Jays are going to get the ball here at least before the 2-minute warning. So hopefully we'll see here. They're going to have to kick it from the right hash. So gonna be what, a 29-yard field goal from the right hash, and again, no wind to speak of, even less than before. when you said no wind right away, the flag was moving. It is straight down now. Yeah, Preston Fanger here, number 16, and number 25, Jackson Meadows, is the holder.
Kick is
and
up. It's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's blocked. I got to see a replay here to see who got their finger on it. But the Blue Jays coming up with a big-time special teams play.
Yeah, once again here, the Blue Jay defense did their job. Looks like number 2, Cam Pear maybe got that.
And I saw 35 as well, was right close, would have been Darian Gibbs.
Yeah.
So one or the other got their finger on it, and Blue Jays get the block they needed.
Now the ball here should be placed at the 20-yard line, so the Blue Jays will have it 1st and 10 at the 20 because the kick was inside the 20. So on a missed field goal inside the 20, the ball goes to the 20-yard line. So that's why the ball's placed there at the 20.
Okay.
So that's a little different than college, or a little bit different than the pros.
Bailey in the shotgun here. He's going to put it in the air picked off.
Right to.
Picked off by number 28 for the Mound Builders.
Yeah, that was Justin Smith. They were not on the same page there, and receiver broke one way, and the ball went the other way, and unfortunately went right into his arms.
And that'll be the 2-minute warning then, minute 54 to go, and the Mound Builders are going to get it right back on their own 25-yard line.
Evan Safeman there kind of stopped his route, and Bailey thought he was going to keep going.
That's the 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout.
I said their own 25-yard line. I meant the Blue Jays 25.
Well, the Blue Jays the defense has done a nice job on the previous possession of stopping them twice, on those plays inside the 10-yard line. So hopefully they can do it again here, starting from the 25. So and once again the clock's not our friend. So Blue Jays need a stop, a turnover, some kind of change of possession.
So, I feel like at this point in the game, the Mound Builders don't have anything they haven't already shown the Blue Jays. However, that Blue Jay defense is getting tired. They've been out there a long time in the second half. They've done absolutely everything that's been asked of them lately. And now it's going to be put in their hands one more time to keep that ball. It's at the 25-yard line. So if they don't gain a yard, we're talking, what, a 42-yarder? Yeah.
Yeah. So
coming off a blocked field goal. So let's see what the Blue Jay defense has for them. Mound Builders come out. They've got trips to the left. Odom in the shotgun. He's got number 9 next to him.
That's the design run here by Odom, and it looks like he's just going to get swarmed in the backfield. So.
And Odom might have lost a yard. I think that's Sundgren back there.
Yeah, Sundgren, number 9, back there in the backfield with him.
I should really know that by now.
And here comes number 24, Mazik, I believe is how you say that. So he'll be back there in the backfield with him. I'd look for him to get the ball here, to be honest.
So second and 11 now for the Mound Builders. Going to let that clock run down under 120 now. Odom's going to drop back to pass. He has all kinds of time over the middle, and that is caught in the end zone. It is a touchdown. That's going to be caught by number 11, I believe. It is number 11.
Yeah, I thought
that is Holthusen.
I thought Cam Pear had a step on that and was going to kind of intercept that, but ball got through in the last second there, so kind of switched his route out and got turned around a little bit, and unfortunately that's a Mound Builder touchdown.
So Mound Builders will go up a touchdown here, pending the extra point with 1:11 to go. So not the greatest snap, but the kick gets through.
Yeah. So, well, the Blue Jays know what they have to do now here with 1:11 left here in the game. They need to get that ball and drive it down the field and get 7 points.
Yeah, well, with whatever it was, 8 minutes and I think 39 seconds to go, we said it's going to be an exciting football game, and it has been. Not really anything you can predict either. I mean, you had a blocked kick, and then on the next play, receiver stopped. Quarterback thought he was going to keep going, threw it right into the hands of the defender. And so,
well, I look for them to not kick the ball to number 1, King, here, so we'll see what they do. But, once again, you want that ball in your playmaker's hands. And so I'm thinking they're not going to kick it to number 1 because he's pretty fast. We'll see what they do.
Kickoff here is going to go.
Ooh.
Drops in front of King. He's
nice
going to
bounce.
get it on a running start and not get to the 25. He's going to fight his way. I think just to spite me, gets across the 25. Little pushing and shoving afterwards. And you know that when a player runs away with his hands held up in the air, he almost certainly did something. But all the way to the 27 is King. They've got 1:04 to go. We'll see what the Blue Jays can do here.
Ball marked at the 27-yard line.
They've got about 73 yards.
Yeah, we only have one timeout, though. That's the big thing. So we'll see what happens. So King goes in motion.
Bailey in the shotgun here. Calls for it and gets it. Going to put it in the air. Across the middle. King on that drag route again that's been successful. A couple of times Bailey has thrown that behind him, put it right on King that time. I don't know that that's a bad thing. He would have gotten 3 yards and the clock would have been running.
Yeah, that ball was just a little low there. It looked like he kind of, put you in a dangerous situation. So he probably, like you said, with the clock running, it's probably a good thing that he dropped that. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Blue Jays.
So tight trips to the right for Bailey. He's going to put it in the air. Check down again to number 12, who's going to get the first down or real close to it.
Stop the clock. Here we go.
That's Holden Key.
Yep.
So it is going to be a first down. Blue Jays up to the line, but Key's got to get set over on the right-hand side. He does. Bailey's going to put it in the air again. Gets flushed out of the pocket, and he's just going to throw that one away.
Yeah.
He lived to fight another down, but we've got 40 seconds to go here. 2nd and 10, ball still in Blue Jay territory.
Yeah, well, the good thing is he didn't run it and then have to use that timeout. It kind of keeps that timeout in our back pocket here, so we can use that as we get down the field. So, yeah, especially on first down, you don't want to do anything that's going to put your team in a precarious situation with the clock, and that was a nice job by him just to kind of throw that away and stop the clock and, like you said, live for another day.
Bailey dropping back to pass once again. Gets flushed right away. Going to throw it over the middle. Ball is dropped. Good defense there by the Mound Builders. Pass broken up by Connor Stover. for the Mound Builders, and pressure mounting for the Blue Jays now. The clock is down to 35 seconds, plus you got 2 plays to get 10 yards or it doesn't matter. So empty backfield for Bailey here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right.
And they're bringing 3 on pressure here, and looks like Bailey's going to run out of that. And
Bailey gets flushed and pass incomplete. He was really close to the line of scrimmage anyway.
Yeah.
Flag wasn't thrown.
By rule, his whole body has to be across the line of scrimmage, so he kind of threw that in. There were three Blue Jays over there, and it looked like he was trying to hit A.J. King on that play, and just went off his hands a little bit. So
this,
like you said, it's 4th down and 10 here. The clock means nothing if they don't get this first down here.
Bailey back to pass. Gets flushed out of the pocket. He's going to dump it off down the left side, and he got the first down. That is number 4, Devin Jones.
Yep. Now the clock will stop here momentarily.
Across midfield all the way to the almost 45-yard line. Blue Jays not going to use the timeout, but they're going to clock it here.
Yeah.
17.2 seconds to go, 45 yards to get. Blue Jays still have the 1 timeout, but we're able to get to the ball quickly.
Whoa. Hey, they clocked it. It should be 1st down and 10. I don't know why I don't know what they're moving the chains now. Well, it's just an incomplete pass.
Right.
So,
yeah, they call it a loss of a yard. Anyway, new quarterback in this time. And that is caught by King. Or was that Bailey? And I just wasn't.
Yeah, I think that was Bailey. They're going to clock it again.
Yep, you're right.
The coach is going to challenge this. So,
well, let's look at the replay, and you can
we'll see.
Tell me what you think. And we didn't get
it looked like he had his hands underneath it. To me, the way he came out with
ruling
it.
on the field. This is a complete pass.
But we don't really have a good look at it here. So if you could
Previous
slow that down a little bit.
It's under review.
So go back just a little bit more. Go back if you could on replay there. Thank you. So we don't have a great angle.
Yeah, it looks like he got it. And so I'm going to assume that they've got different angles.
Yeah, there's 2 angles. There's a camera down here in the end zone on both ends, and they also have a side view. So I don't know if you can show them over here on the end zone now. If you kind of look at the white hat, they have an opportunity now to review the plays. So this is one of those things that the coach challenged, the Mound Builder coach challenged. So. The ruling on the field though is a completed catch, so there has to be evidence to show that it was not a completed catch. So
and that's where
the ball has to hit the ground. There has to be some black pieces of black rubber that kind of pop up, or just a good view that the ball went between his arms and hit the ground. So.
And that's where I was going with that is if they don't have another angle, you can't reverse that because we really couldn't see it. But I'm sure they have another angle. Yeah. And if it's up in the air and they can't tell, then the call on the field will stand. Or what's the language now? Confirmed. Yes.
No, well, actually, it is just stands.
Okay.
They don't confirm anything anymore. That used to be that was an original terminology, but the call on the field stands. And you don't know what you're going to see here from the end zone view. You're not sure which angle, which end zone would be the best view. Sometimes the far end zone is the better view because you can kind of see as the player's coming back. So, but there should be at least 3 different angles. There should be the 2 end zone and then this one sideline view. So, and they're looking at it on an iPad, and it looks like he's done looking at it, and we're gonna have an announcement here. So, it's This is something new this year in the KCAC. So, and then once again, there's 9 seconds on the clock. And the Blue Jays still have their timeout.
Ruling on the field of a completed catch will stand. First down.
I guess he did use the word stand. So
Well, I was talking to you before the game about how happy I was that you were coming as an official, because you watch high school games.
Southwestern no longer has the challenge and loses the timeout.
You watch college, you watch pro football, and all the rules are different. So, all right, well, Blue Jays with 9.1 seconds to go. You gotta, and one timeout. Either got to get a quick play out of bounds or throw something in the end zone here.
And once again, the Mound Builders have a 3-man rush.
Bailey going for the end zone.
Oh,
and
just got a hand on it there. Number 28 for the Mound Builders.
Number 28 is Justin Smith. Good defense there. So we're down to 4.4 seconds.
So you got to think this is the last play unless there's a penalty. So,
yeah, I don't think you want to gamble with that quick out here. Call your best play, and away you go. If I'm Coach Gardner, I maybe even use that timeout here. But it looks like he's not going to do it.
It looks like he's going to. He's right there by the official. So
Bailey has it. Yeah. Last play of the game. Ball is in the air. No. It is picked off, and that's going to do it.
That was picked off by number 12 there, Adrian Holman. And then he just takes a knee, and so that's going to do it. The clock goes to 0. So a great effort by the Blue Jays there. Whatever Coach Gardner said about working on some things last week, it seems like they did that, and they've improved from last week to this week because nothing on against Sterling, but the Mound Builders are a much better team than what Sterling is. So.
Absolutely, yeah. I kind of mentioned it at halftime that this was a surprise to me, just kind of based on the records and the rankings and things like that. I mean, it's early. The rankings don't mean a whole lot right now, but I mean, if I'm Coach Gardner, I'm pretty excited about this. You're a college coach, so you don't like to lose. And the Blue Jays definitely had their opportunities, but they came out here and held their own against one of the better teams in the country. So you got to have that as a takeaway as well. And you're going to see another ranked opponent on this field in 2 weeks.
Right. So, yeah, it was a good job there by the Blue Jays. Something to hang your hat on. I know you don't want to hang your hat on a lot of these, but there's a great effort there. But, you do want to come away with the win, like you said. But, yeah, it was a good effort by the Blue Jays. A lot of good things. They had a lot of turnovers on defense. The defense had some really nice stops, a couple of times there in that fourth quarter there with inside the 3 minutes where they had, the ball at first and goal at the 2-yard line and stopped them. So it was a really good job by the, in all three phases. The offense did a good job here kind of, in the fourth quarter and in the first half especially. And then, like you said earlier, they could have folded their tent and, gone home, but they stuck it out and stayed in there and did a nice job. And, of course, special teams, I can't say enough good things about Broderick Smith there, the punter. It's too bad we had to see him so much, but he did a nice job of kicking and kind of flipping the field and keeping the Mound Builders back on, having them start their drives on their end of the field.
We'll go ahead and I'm going to try to do a scoring recap here, see if I can read my own chicken scratches. Scoring got started off in the first quarter with the Mound Builders. They went up 7-0 on a pass from Odom to Smythe, and that was a 45-yard pass. We kind of remember it. They had gotten first and 20, two penalties right away, and then a couple of short passes and a run by Odom, and then Smythe broke free for the 45-yard touchdown pass. The Blue Jays came right back, 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 4-yard pass play from Bailey to King made it 7-7 with the point after. The Blue Jays would take the lead with 2.5 seconds to go in the half. Bailey to Collier was an 8-yard touchdown pass, making it 14-7 at the half. Then with 8 minutes 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, Odom to Smythe again. That was a 53-yard touchdown pass, tying things up at 14-14. And we kind of talked about it that the Mound Builders had the momentum then. They were getting going. They scored another touchdown. Odom to Koenig, that was a 9-yard touchdown pass with 13 minutes 44 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Then the Blue Jays came back. Bailey to Collier again was I can't read my handwriting there. I think it was a 13-yard passing touchdown to tie things up 21 apiece. Then you throw in an interception. You throw in a blocked field goal. Right after the blocked field goal, though, was an interception by Bailey on just where the receiver stopped, and Bailey thought he was going to keep going. The Blue Jays had a great play there to push them back a yard. They were 26 yards out, and then on the next play, a 26-yard pass play from Odom to Holthusen sealed the deal for the Mound Builders, who will go to 2-0 on the season. The Blue Jays fall to 1-1, but again, lots to hang your hat on there for the rest of the year. Competing with a top 20 school in Southwestern.
Yeah, you can't say enough about the effort. They played 60 minutes of football. It's just unfortunate that things didn't go our way here at the end of the game with that interception and giving up the touchdown, and then just not having enough time on the clock to do anything with at the end. So, but like it's a great effort, and it's a well played game by both teams, even though there were quite a few turnovers. But it was a fun game to be a part of.
Absolutely. So I think I'm about all talked out. You got any final comments?
No. So, who do the Blue Jays play next week? The Blue Jays will...
I want to say it's Bethel, but let me pull it up here. Next week.
Yeah, the Mound Builders will play Evangel at home, and the Blue Jays will be on the road at McPherson College.
That's right.
So, it'll be kind of lick their wounds and get ready to go. They'll watch some film and be ready to go next Saturday over at McPherson.
So the game next Saturday is at 6 o'clock. You can catch that on the KCAC network. And then in 2 weeks, you'll be stuck with me again and on the Tabor webcast and the KCAC network as the Blue Jays take on Friends University. They are ranked in the top 20 as well. So no rest for the weary for the Blue Jays.
Yep. So... Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and good luck to the Blue Jays here as they get ready to take on McPherson.
Absolutely. So this is Jim Millman for Joe Seacrest. You have a good night.